Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of the Morning Glow. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. I want to thank you for joining us, and I hope that you had a great weekend. I hope you had an opportunity to do some good things over the weekend, though it was cold. Yes, indeed, it was cold, and it was cold this weekend, Leonard. Leonard, man, it was cold this weekend, bro. I ain't used to this him. Good morning, Leonard. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing fine this morning. While you're talking about it's cold, I'm
Man, look.
calling in from Saginaw, Michigan this morning.
Oh, you calling in from SAG?
Ooh,
I know you
yeah.
cold, brother. I know you cold. God told mine, boy, look at him. That's a different kind of cold right there. That's a different kind of cold.
we
Good.
had there was snow flurries yesterday.
Mm. Hey, that's what I'm saying, man. Hey, that's a different kind of cold. Look at, and when you said that, Kirk said, "Ooh, that cold hit him, brother. That cold, that cold that you feeling right now hit Kirk." You see him calling from Saginaw. He said, "Ooh, something went through him, man. Something, I'm telling you, Linda, something went through him." That brother said, "Ooh."
Hey,
Kirk, good morning, man. How you doing this morning, Kirk?
morning, man. Morning, bro. Morning.
Some hit you
We
then.
learned some things. Yeah, man. He
Mm-hmm.
up there with Jack Frost, his mama, his daddy, his cousin. They having a barbecue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, and that's real for you. That's real for you right there. But listen, let me say something to you. And Kurt, I'm gonna come to you. If we got a topic today, we're gonna get to our topic in just a minute. We definitely gonna get to our topic. But I want to come to you, Kurt, and I want to say something to you, man. And I want to hear your response from it. 7-0.
Okay.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about, Negro.
You, you notice I said, okay, y'all earned that.
Okay,
Y'all earned that. You
man.
you you you, you, you earned that. From a fan's perspective, uh, I think we learned some things yesterday, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the young boy, he got a couple more things he got to work on with his mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Um, at the level that he's playing at now, still not putting the baby out with the bathwater. Um, you know, I always when I look at your team and my team, a lot of people I get beat up a lot here in Baltimore because I'm always the person that's saying, I don't know why y'all tripping. It's the same team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just two different cities.
Mm-hmm.
The schemes are always the same. The physical contact is always the same. Um, we got a really good professional football game yesterday.
Yes, sir.
That's what we got the chance to watch. We got the chance to watch uh, the torch bearer uh, in a situation where I'm still carrying this torch.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm ready to pass it over to you, then I'll pass it over to you. So it's a really good game. I give it to the Steelers. My hat is off to the Steelers. Um, they played Baltimore like they should, and I give it up to Baltimore. They played the Steelers like they should.
Mm-hmm.
My prayers go out to Stanley, man. We lost him for the season yesterday.
Mm.
And that's a crucial part of our O line. But I thought what's the name was gone. He's still there, so we might not be that badly damaged. Brown is still there. I thought he had left. So Brown came in as the uh, to fill a slot. But man, my prayers are with that family. That boy just signed a new contract 5 days ago.
Mm.
He just signed a new contract 5 days ago, and now he's gone for the season.
Wow.
So there were some calls that I didn't like that on both sides of the ball that kind of destroyed the rhythm of the game. But all in all, man, you guys came in and you guys played a good, solid 60 minutes of football, man. And when you hold Ben Roethlisberger to 24 passing yards in the first quarter,
yeah, that's huge.
With them weapons he got,
Mm-hmm.
that's huge.
Yes, sir.
That's huge. I'm glad Brother Peters got himself back to where he's supposed to be, because he was the real one that had me really nervous, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have been watching the last few games, and all of these quarterbacks and these offensive coordinators was exploiting the you know what out of him.
Yeah.
So I was real nervous about, okay, now you coming up against Tomlin and Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm.
You think you've been exploited. Andy Reid at least take his foot off the gas on you once he done made you look bad enough.
They ain't gonna do it.
You're talking about Roethlisberger and Tomlin, they ain't gonna do it.
No.
They're gonna exploit you until they can't exploit you no more. So but my hat is off to you, brother. My hat is off.
Man,
We can see you again. We got to see you.
oh yeah.
We got to see you 3 times. We got to see you again, regular season, and then it's a guarantee we're going to see you in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
If we can hold it together. Ravens always do this. Right around week 8, we'll go into week 9 with 2 losses. This is how they do it. We'll go into week 9 with 2 losses, and then we'll win maybe 4 games straight, and then we'll drop 2 more. So we'll probably finish the season 12-14.
Which is very commendable.
Oh yeah.
Which is very commendable.
But either way it goes, we're still in the second place in the conference.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we can't win the whole thing, I'd rather see the Steelers win it.
There you go, my man. Let me
I
go.
don't want to see it. I don't want to see a repeat.
Exactly. Let me go to Rico. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey man, I can't complain. How's everybody doing?
Hey, doing good, man. We talking about 7-0, brother. You know anything about 7-0?
Hey man, we gonna help y'all get there any way we can,
Man, I'm telling you. Oh yeah, it was a very interesting game. And everybody said that the last 2 weeks was going to be some of our biggest challenges in the season. Tennessee last week, and Baltimore this week, and they were, man. They were very good games. They were very good. And honestly speaking, either one of those games could have gone either way. They could have gone either way, man.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that we figured out a way to because that last week, man, the guy missing that field goal, man, that game could have very well been in overtime. And,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
And
I mean, well, you take away 2 interceptions yesterday at the beginning of the game,
yeah.
At the beginning of the second half.
Mm-hmm.
That's the big difference.
Exactly.
Hats off to making plays.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's what it's all about, man. Let me go to the Detroit fella. The Detroit fella. They won a game yesterday, boy. I don't know what we're about to get, but we're gonna jump into our topic as well. We're talking about today. We got a topic we're talking about. Do you like yourself when you take off your mask? We're gonna get into that topic. We got quite a few people that's joining in that want to hear us talk about that. So we're gonna make sure that we definitely jump into that topic. But I see we got She Was Strong with us this morning. Good morning, young lady. There she go. I was on another page.
Good morning, Morning Glow family. How about them Saints?
Look here. Only thing I'm gonna say to you is 7-0. There's only one team in the league that's 7-0. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna say nothing.
All I'm gonna say is, how about them Saints? That's all I'm saying. When the Saints go marching in, when the Saints go marching in, Raheem wanna be part of that number. When the Saints go marching in,
and Leonard, and she's singing, Leonard, and she's singing. What is really going on, Leonard?
Hey, I ain't got nothing negative to say. How about them things?
Oh, Leonard, I'm excited. I cooked yesterday, and I took a picture of it, so I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh Lord!
Okay.
Just Leonard, just scratch the black parts off of it. Just scratch the black parts off of it. That's all you have to do. It'll be a good picture. Just scratch.
It was.
Just scratch the black parts off, and it'll be okay. It'll be. Hey, let's get into this topic, man. Cause I know Christy and Kurt, they'll be going to work it a little bit, so I would definitely want to get into this and talk about it. Now, the question is this: do you like yourself when you take off your mask? Because a lot of times, people, we walk around, and there's a lot of people that take that mask off and look exactly who they are. Some people just don't. Not only do they not like other people, but there's certain elements about themselves that they just don't like, because that mask seals certain things, and they use that mask to hide behind. And then when they go into the society, when they go into the world, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they're gonna do is put that mask on. And the mask could be whatever it is. That mask could be a different thing in everybody's life. Their mask could be a different thing in everybody's life. So I'm asking this question. Ladies first, she was strong. Do you think a person, if you want to personalize, you can, but I always say don't personalize it. But do you think people really like themselves when they take off the mask?
That's kind of a hard question to answer, Raheem. And I'm gonna say it's hard because you don't know why people put on the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Some people put on masks because they have to.
Is it because they're trying to hide something, or they're trying to hide behind something sometimes?
Maybe. I'm gonna say not to hide, but to protect themselves from the hurt and the pain that they done went through. Mm-hmm. And so they put on a mask of smiling, or put a mask that everything is okay when there's chaotic. A lot of Christians do this because they said, you're supposed to smile through your pain and have faith that once you go through that, God's going to bring you out. So you smile through your pain and you smile and you go on. I don't think that's a mask, but I think it's so a man thinketh, so is he. Mm-hmm. So if you think that you defeated, if you think that you are down and out, then you be. Now, you do have people that put on masks around us, that pedophiles or molesters or abusers. They abuse women. They put on different faces. And when they take it off, I don't know if they like what they see, because they're demented, their mental issues there. And then, a lot of people want to pretend to be normal, if there's a such word as normalcy. Mm-hmm. And when you going through your day, even if when you wake up in the morning, the normal thing is to get dressed and go to work, or we have stigmas that we put on people that we claim to be normal. Mm-hmm. So I tell everybody, when you meet somebody, you meet their representative, who they want you to believe that they are, not necessarily who they are, but who they want you to believe they are. And as you talk to them and as you get to know people, the mask or the charade that they give seems to die off. Mm-hmm. And that's what men and women, it dies off a little bit. And once you really get down to the meat, that's why it's not best to sleep with somebody on the first date, mm-hmm. or to get intimately involved, because you really don't know that person. Because I can tell you anything. I can tell you I'm a beautiful supermodel. I could tell you all the things in the world, but then it may not be true. And it's up to you to protect your heart. Mm-hmm. And for women who have been hurt by men several times, they build up a wall or a mask of strength, and a mask of, I don't need anyone, a mask of that nature. And it takes a real person to be able to break through that mask to get down to who they are. Now, whether they like themselves or not, that's a horse of another color.
Exactly. And we're going to get into that layer as well, because some people, honestly speaking, just don't really like themselves. They put on this front, they put on this facade as if they do. I love myself, blah, blah, blah. But the reality of the situation, the way you treat other people I think is a representation of how you feel about yourself. Rico, what do you say about that, man?
I love myself a lot.
There you go. Exactly. And you see, and that's what it is. And that's where it should be. Look at, she's just smiling, but she's just happy. She's just happy. Rico, do you think most people like themselves when they take off that mask?
I think most people think they like themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's
and
good.
they want to believe they like themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at their actions, you'll know differently that they have self-esteem problems. And a lot of times when you have self-esteem problems, it can come from confidence, or it can come from a lack of love of
mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, so on. But it's really hard to judge other people on that.
Yeah.
Until you know them personally,
mm-hmm.
and you know the real them behind that mask. But before they come out in public, you know, who they are before they put that mask and that facade on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think most people don't like themselves. Even,
Wow.
you know, even some of the people that's in the highest places in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Catholic priests, they got a problem touching little boys. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the Bishop Eddie Long types. You know, they have to get up and put on this facade in front of millions of people because they gained this platform. They gained this following. But now with this following, they still have these urges and these availability, these opportunities to get with people and do more of their deviances that they may want. They may not like them. They may like them. They may crave them, but they know they want to hide them because it's wrong. So you can still begin to hate yourself. I don't care how many muscle shirts you put on.
Come on.
I don't care how good you look on TV. Deep down inside, you're still going back repeating something that you don't want nobody to know about. Now, me personally, I just went through this weekend and found out that I'm still a monster. No matter how much talking I've been doing, I've been walking and talking and reading books and, you know, doing radio shows and coming on here every morning and trying to be positive, man. And I showed my whole black butt this weekend. You know what I'm saying? And it's so embarrassing. And I'm so disappointed in my response and not being able to contain myself, you know, retain my composure. I'm so disappointed in it. You know, I'm a man enough to acknowledge it and try to hold myself accountable. But now it really still shows that I'm a work in progress, from trying to progress from that person or those behaviors that I don't like. I love myself, but there's a lot of things about myself that I still don't like. And I didn't even know that I still would have these reactions of behaviors.
Now, Rico, with the flow of the show and stuff like that, we could go on and hear what you said and just move on. But at the same time, I think there's some times, man, we have to stop where we are. We have to stop where we are with your permission, brother, because I'm certainly not going. I don't want to overstep myself. But there's some times in the broadcast where we really have to stop and we have to deal with what's being said. I think this may be one of those moments, brother. How you doing, man?
I mean, I'm going. It's still positive. It's rough, but I'm still being positive. I'm sure I'm fine. But you know, I think like me and you, we talk personally. You know what I'm saying? And I think I told you for like the past 4 or 5 months, man, that negative energy been coming at me from the day that I got hit when I was walking.
Yeah.
Every corner I turn, it seems like no matter what I do, the devil is showing up. And so when I tell you the devil showed up this past month, he showed up big time. I mean, from some of my closest relatives showed up and blindsided me. And then this past Saturday, I went out and I was like, well, you know what, man, I'm going to get out of town and I'm going to go do something totally different. I'm going to go to the University of Alabama game. And that devil showed up again, man. It showed up again, but this time I responded. And I didn't put my hands on nobody or nothing like that, but I got out of character. It was very embarrassing, and I don't think it's enough I could do to apologize to the woman that I acted out with. Now don't get me wrong, she wasn't no angel. She's just like me. She got an anger management problem too. I could tell. That's why I got that far. But at the same time, I realized then that I still couldn't contain myself the way I should. So it's I'm all right, but at the same time, I still realize now, okay, I still got to work on myself. I might not be trying to, needing to talk to people and trying to advise or mentor people or just uplift people right now, and I still need to clean up my closet. You get what I'm saying?
But see, the thing about it, Rico, and you deal with your situation, man. I respect the way that you deal with different things, man. So you deal with them the way that you know is best for you. But my thing is right here. A lot of times, man, you got a lot of pastors out there, and everybody that's on the line right now could verify. There's a lot of pastors out there, man, that be going through a lot of things in their personal lives, but that does not mean that they can't minister to other people and coach other people through what they're going through. So what they have to do, from one time or another, is put their own personal feelings on the shelf for a minute to deal with what's before them. So I'm not gonna say that you can't still mentor people, because a lot of people look up to you, brother. A lot of people look up to you. A lot of people respect you. And so sometimes they need to talk to Rico. Sometimes they need that. And so my thing is, man, I wouldn't suggest you take yourself off the shelf in regards to helping people. Yeah, we all go through things, man. We all go through this. Sometimes we voice it, sometimes we don't. And I really appreciate you voicing yours today, man, because in the course of you saying what you're saying, I'm sure that somebody out there, you're helping somebody, man. You're helping somebody in some kind of way. I'm not gonna sit here and say I got this little crystal ball. I can look in and say it's this, but no, I can't say that. But what I can say is I know we're in 58 countries, man. Somebody needed to hear what you said this morning. Let me go to Kurt. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, freak man, every powerful, every form of power has to be tested. And we as humans, sometimes we evaluate our evaluation on our power being tested is 10 times greater than the actual test itself. So sometimes it's okay for you to find yourself looking in the mirror, because there's no human being on this earth that's providing the services to humanity that for which you provide that isn't tested. The question is, okay, even in your response, was you able to do what I call pull back? So did you go completely hawk, or did you fight the green beast off? And brother, we all have situations and circumstances. That same devil been attacking me. He probably been attacking Chrissy, Leonard. We all have to be tested. It's only because the God for which you serve see a power in you and has authorized that test. So in our human state, we fail. But in reality, you actually pass because, okay, like you said, you didn't lay your hands. Certain things that you would have done previously, you didn't do it. And to be blatantly honest, most of the time, when people are giving such messages that you give to other people, they are constantly being tested. There's a saying in therapy that says no therapist should be doing therapy without a therapist. That saying is because you take on, although you don't want to, a lot of times you will take on the issues that you constantly deal with on a daily basis. How do you live through that? How do you live through talking to people who have been, for example, molested by their family members, and they were a person who was molested when they was a child? So, bro, although you had a chance to, it's kind of like, it's kind of like Job, and you know that story. And then there's another story that I want you, if you get a chance, to pay attention to. There's a story in the Bible that says that after Solomon got what he wished to get from God, when God gave him a choice, and he made the choice, he said, I want to be the wisest king in the world. The story says that two sisters had two babies. So the sisters, fed their babies, laid down, went to bed. But the one sister slept too hard, and she messed around, and she rolled over and slept on her baby and killed the baby. Okay, so she killed the baby, and she woke up, realized her baby was dead. She snuck into her other sister's room, took her baby. She basically replaced, the kids. So the sister whose baby was alive realized, hold on, no, that's my baby. That's not your baby. So they went to Solomon, to settle this dispute. And Solomon looked and he said, I tell you what, here's how we're going to settle this dispute. We're going to take the baby, cut it in half, and give you half, and give you half. So the one sister said, well, let's do that. The other sister said, ho, ho, ho. Nah, you know what? You can go and don't let her have it. And that's how he realized who the real baby mama was.
Yeah.
Because an upright human being would not want to see no harm come to not only their child, but any child for that matter. So when you process it, or when you attempt to process it, I have to do this sometimes, is I have to look at the root meaning, you know what I mean, of what it is I'm doing, why it is I'm doing it, and how it is I can understand who I'm doing it for. So, you know, in that case, imagine the dilemma here of what he had to decide, and how devilish and how much it was called into question if he was wise or not. Now, he never would have killed the baby, but he only did that solely because he wanted to seek truth.
Wanted to test their heart.
You know, so exactly. So, you know, sometimes God will give you a test as extreme as that to see if you are ready. And, you know, you ready. You are ready, brother.
Exactly.
You're gonna have bumps. You're gonna have. We ain't even. Man, listen. I don't even want to go there, but bro, you're gonna have bumps. You're gonna have bruises. You're a human being. At the end of the day, you're a human being, and you're flawed by nature. You know, Raheem, I'm at my job, but can I please leave something out here in the atmosphere? And I know you guys gonna talk about it probably on Wednesday.
What's going on?
But I am so ashamed of this country called America. I am beyond ashamed. I woke up this morning and I heard the buzz this weekend, but I try and digress from politics and all of that, you know, not let every day be a political day. But I woke up this morning and I saw this nationwide effort to intimidate people and make people vote for this man that don't nobody want to vote for. And I saw where a gang of his supporters surrounded the Biden-Harris bus. And they even hit a couple folk that was driving down the road that was trying to get over. They even hit a couple folks. So they were actually willing to run their cars into other people. And it happened all around America. It happened Florida, New Jersey, New York, the 495 here in Maryland, Virginia. They was out on the 495 riding the loop. And I'm saying to myself, what have we become, man?
Kirk, no. Not what have we become. These are the same individuals, and I hate to say it like this, and I want to move on because I want to include Christy and Leonard into the conversation as well. But these are the same people, and I'm not gonna say black, white. I'm not gonna say that. But these are the same people that has been trying to cause disruption and terror throughout the history of this country. Man, these are the same people. These are the same people that went into the Indians. What the Trail of Tears. The Trail of Tears. These are the same.
Yeah.
These are the same people that did that. These are the same people that the syphilis, when they did a test on the syphilis. These are the same people that gave the smallpox to the Indians. These are the same people that has been doing these things for forever. And nothing has changed. We have not became anything. We've just been subjected to the mentality that these people have, these devilish attitudes and the devilish mindset that these people have. And some people might say, man, you're on a gospel station, you shouldn't be talking like that. Boy, ain't no one truth. Look at history. Don't worry about what I'm saying. Look at history. Look at history as to what they've done. And now there can't even be a presidential election without you going out there thinking that you have the right. And I saw some of it, trying to do all the different things that they're trying to do, man, trying to disrupt people, trying to harass people, trying to manipulate people to come to your way of thinking when your way of thinking is totally wrong. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, it really depends when it comes to what's on my heart or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
For the very simple fact is, I am never shocked.
Exactly, and that's my point. Exactly, and not shocked at all. They've been doing the same thing. Ain't nothing changed.
But here's the thing: it's not about what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do?
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Exactly, and yeah.
What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't so much about what happened. That should have been expected, and those folks should have been prepared for it. And whatever things may happen, you should be prepared for those things as best as possible. It's not about what we have become, it's who they are. But because you have not paid attention, and because you have not really seen a concerted effort against these people,
mm-hmm.
it may seem difficult. Mm-hmm. But see, I will fight them every day to the death. Mm-hmm. So I'm not concerned. I have already pictured in my mind what I would do to one of them.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Preparation is everything. And Christians need to, and any Christian listening must understand, if you refuse to fight, you will die.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
As long as you stand back and allow these animals to do what they want to do,
mm-hmm.
don't expect them to change,
mm-hmm.
but do expect yourself to be eaten.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get up off a Christian high horse, and either you're going to pray that God delivers you from your enemies,
mm-hmm.
or you're going to fail, period. It's time to stop looking for the devil to do the right thing and pray against him and pray that God destroys them.
Mm-hmm. And see, and that's why I said what I said, Curtis. It's not, and Leonard said the same thing. I'm glad, he came behind me. He said the same thing. It's not what we become. We're still who we are. We're still who we are. But you got to understand, they're still who they are too. They're still who they are.
They've always been wicked.
Exactly. And so, and when I say that, I want everybody to hear my heart. I'm not saying all of them, because there's, I got some of my brothers and sisters out there that don't look like me, man. Some of them are great people, and they want great things, man, and they want the same thing that we want. But you have another element. You have another element involved in that don't, and they would do whatever they could do to abuse, manipulate, do whatever they could do to try to get to their agenda. Let me do this. We have another call. Let me go to Annie from Mississippi. Annie from Mississippi. Good morning, young lady. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fine. How's everybody doing?
Hey, doing good. We got a topic. We got a topic this morning. Our topic is do you like yourself when you take off your mask? But right now we're talking about this situation that's going on and what happened with the whole them trying to destroy the votes, them trying to get people to vote their way, them trying to manipulate people, harass and scare people into a certain thing. What do you say to that, Annie?
They only doing what Trump wants them to do. I mean, he have laid the groundwork for them to go out there and do whatever they want to do by any means, as long as he get what he wants. He's already said, you know, he said it several times, if he loses, if he got impeached and removed, what was going to happen? This is stuff that he is allowing them to do. But see, we have to, like someone said before, prepare for this. These people, I promise you, it's nothing nothing I've never seen before. They are so ready to keep this man in office. I have a neighbor. Well, I used to have a neighbor. She moved, but she was always so you know, she loved Donald Trump. And if you look at her and how she's always struggling and always in need. And I asked her one day, I said, what have Trump administration, how have that helped you in the last 4 years? And the first thing they holler, they can't give you a legitimate argument, you know, as to what he's done. So a Republican will always fall back on, well, this one, body, something about, he stands for abortions and all that. Anytime they can't find a legitimate argument, they fall back on that. And I, you know something, here's the thing with that. Abortions, you know, and that is not godly. I understand that part. But neither is separating the kids at the border from their mother. Neither is sitting back and allow these people to die when you have the authority to step in, but you chose Wall Street and your ego over their lives. When you put your ego above their lives, you know, that should be enough right there. But these people always fall back on abortions because they have no other legitimate argument about this crazy lunatic in the White House. Let me tell you something. People have better get ready and prepare. I do not believe that another in, and that he's already laid the groundwork for as to when he loses, how he gonna take it to, you know, go to the court and all this other stuff. It causes all kinds of chaos. Only a lunatic does that. He don't want to give up power. He don't care about the American people, because recently, when someone said he was crying about having to go out there, you know, he could care less about us. He don't want to hear about coronavirus. He says it is what it is. And the numbers are staggering and steady climbing. And at the most crazy rallies he have, all he do is talk about people and make jokes. But these idiots, they love it. They love him cursing people out.
Yeah.
They love him talking about Joe Biden and Kamala. I mean, all the name calling. They love that because that's who they are. They'll keep him in office all because he looked like them. He looked like them, and the lies he tell, lies beyond lies. Fact check, according to Obama, could not keep up with the many lies, all the lies that Donald Trump told. He told so many back to back. I'm telling you right now, these people are
the lie meter.
Messed up in the brain.
He broke the lie. He broke the lie meter.
Exactly. These people, his crazy supporters, are mentally messed up. They cannot tell you one thing how your life have changed under Trump. They can't think of anything. So they run back to abortion. You can't convince me that you care about the unborn when you don't care about the one that's born.
Yeah.
545 at the border right now, missing parents because you separated them. And the first thing they holler, oh, Obama built the cages. But guess what? Trump used the cages. How about that? I'm telling you right now, these people are mentally messed up, and we better prepare. I'm not gonna get mad today because I got into it while ago with someone on Facebook. I've been acting a fool all morning. You better pray for me. So I'm telling you right now, my attitude is getting there. 6 in the morning, I'm already getting there.
Good Lord. Look, before you had your first cup of coffee, Lord, my Jesus.
Before I had my coffee, this idiot gonna come on Facebook and the first thing she hollered was abortion. And I went on her profile and I saved her pictures and I saved her some of her things. I said, well, you tell me that this is how you live right here, but you love Donald Trump. He's not for you. He don't care about you because you're poor. He don't like poor people. He care about the rich. He care about Putin. He care about money. He care about Trump.
And you didn't call the lady. And you didn't call the lady poor, did you?
I call her. Lord have mercy. Go back and read it.
Let me go. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning. This is Bishop.
Bishop, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. We got a lot of things going on. Our topic today is do you like yourself when you take off your mask? But we kind of swirled a little bit. We're going to get back to that topic. I know I got a lot of people that want to hear about that. But right now we're talking about this whole Trump situation and how his supporters, his followers, his goons or trying to scare people into voting a certain way. What do you say to that?
That's typical of what 45 does.
Mm-hmm.
He throws rocks in high hands. He influences people to do his dirty work for them.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits back. I didn't do it. I didn't tell him to do it. Yeah, you did. You said it in an arbitrary way, in the way that they understand. So they know who you are. Going back to the mask, and I know you said we can go back to it. But me personally, I don't wear a mask. What you say is what you get. Do I get angry? Absolutely. Am I nice? Absolutely. Do I do good for people? Yes, I do. But if somebody crosses me the wrong way, I'm going to correct them. I heard Rico talking about how he didn't realize he thought he had changed. He has changed. Rico has changed greatly.
Yes.
What he does is something very positive.
Mm-hmm.
But because he demonstrated another side of him, sometimes you got to let people know who you are and how far they can step.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people walk all over you, and that has nothing to do with you being a Christian. The Bible talks about being angry and not sinning.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible said, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. Get mad at somebody, stay mad. The next thing you know, you're dead because you didn't get a chance to go to him and get this thing right. But when you stand up for yourself, you may feel like, man, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I went off on them. But yeah, you did. Jesus did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That don't make you wrong. That don't make you a sinner because you put a person in their place. Because you speak up and speak out. Because you speak your mind. So that doesn't make you wrong. But it makes it wrong if you pull the gun and shot him over an argument. You stab him. But if you put a few verbs in there, or adjectives, whatever you want to call them, and you told this person where they can get on and get off, you walk away with your head held high and your back straight up. Because I don't like when people turn around and throw that Christian game on you. You're supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to be this. I still am.
Mm-hmm.
I guess go tell Jesus the same thing when he ran them folks out the temple and turned over them tables. I'm pretty sure he said some pretty hard thing to get them out of there. He just turned over the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I'm pretty sure he took someone went to swing to get them out.
Yes, sir.
So I want the people that listen to this station to not misconstrue being a Christian and being a human, because you still are. Exactly. And you're a Christian because you serve Christ, but you're still human. And you're going to do what you need to do to protect who? Yourself, by any means necessary.
Absolutely.
Not going so much shooting and killing, but that's it. But Donald Trump, those people are trying to intimidate you to vote his way, to vote for him, to vote for 4 more years of nothing, because he has nothing. He's a liar when he opens his mouth. You know he's a liar. There's what good in him? No good. And folks go like that and support him and vote for him if they want to. More power to him. And I'm going to say it about black folks. You go ahead and don't do that. I'm going to tell you, I see things as though they are. You go out there and vote for him, you're going to be the main one he's going to have on the plantation picking his cotton.
Exactly. Christy, what's on your heart?
Ooh, it's a lot out there. The first thing to Rico, I just want to say that no matter your journey, no matter where you're going, it's going to be tests, trials, and tribulations that's going to go to make you who you are. And because of those tests and trials, it makes you able to pull people up. That's why I'm able to talk to sisters today or to have a strong message, because of the things that I went through. I didn't make great choices at the time, but at the same time, that just what builds and make me who I am. It's not for you to give up, but it's for you to know where you are. And like you said, you take note. Okay, well, that didn't work, so let me try something else. That didn't help me or what I was intending. So maybe next time I'll do it differently. So we learn each way, and that's the way Jesus taught his disciples. He let them make their mistakes, but then he taught them as well. Just like when Peter cut off the man's ear, he said, no, we don't. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. He had an anger issue. Peter had a very bad anger issue, and he was very violent. But one thing, God worked with him and God taught him, and he showed him how he should be. So you just have to just continue to pray and seek God's face and ask God to order your steps and your words. It's even now, people can get so far under your skin, you find yourself, talking and doing stuff like, wait a minute, this is not who I am. And even in the walks of life, when you have your trials and tribulations. So just to encourage you, you keep on walking, you keep on talking to God, you keep on trying to find who you are, eventually you'll get where God wants you to be. And when you get there, it's like the song say, please be patient with me. And God is not through with me yet. And when God gets through with me, I shall come forth as pure gold. And we also know that when you come forth as pure gold, you have to go through the fire, because gold has not been made unless it's been burned. And so that's where you have to go through those trials and that burning and that molding and all that stuff that's uncomfortable. But once you go through it, you come out as a new creature, putting old things to the past. So by you not doing what you normally do in a situation, show some growth. Show some sign of growth. He didn't say you're not gonna get there all in one day, all in 1 month, all in 2 months. It takes time to get where God wants you to be. And so on the second thing we was talking about, when we was talking about Trump and his supporters, I just have to ask them, are you going to like it when he take his mask off to show you who he really is? Because you're supporting him on an idea of who you think he is. The ones that don't support him, we done already dissected and took the mask off of him and see exactly who he is and what he represents. For those that are still supporting him, I implore you to go back, look at him again, take that mask off of him, and more so take the mask off of yourself. There's some things on the inside of you that agree with what he's doing, and that make you just as bad as he is. Because anyone that can support a man who will separate a mother from their children, or sell their children to sex slave, or to put children in concentration camps, or to do those type of things, is not a person of a sound mind and a sound body. A person that would speak recklessly or ugly about another person because of the color of their skin is not a person that we should want. If you go back and look at any of the presidencies that we had, I mean, you can go all the way back. Since you want to compare himself to Abraham Lincoln, you can go all the way back to the presidency of Abraham Lincoln to now. You never had a president to support race war or inequality or anything like that. All the presidents wanted peace by any means necessary. When North and the South seceded, the president worked hard to bring them back together and to settle the differences. The president we have now is not one to settle any difference. If anything, he want to stir the pot and get the flies going. So, to me, I expect his supporters to do the same thing as the Willie Lynch or the slave masters hiring bounty hunters. Their main thing was to go and get the slaves and bring them back, dead or alive. So to me, Trump supporters are that. They're here to keep enslavement. They want to keep you sleepwalking. They want to keep you unintelligent. They want to keep you believing a lie. You like my daughter, she told me a lie and she was crying because I didn't believe her lie. She was so upset, crying in tears because I did not believe her lie. And once it got down to it, she was really lying. And she said, well, Mama, why you didn't believe my lie? I said, because you was lying. So we have to, you have to understand that people want you to believe the lie that they're trying to get to you. And so I think all of this still tie into the topic, because does Donald Trump like when he go home and take off his toupee? Does he like himself as he is when he take off his mask? And another question, do you like it when you take your mask off? When you go into that voting poll and you vote and the results happen, let's say he do become president and everything that all the non-supporters say comes to pass, can you look in the mirror and say, I voted for this man, I supported this man, and I'm proud that I support him? When Social Security is gone, when food stamps and the way we feed our children is gone, when the WIC program is gone, when grants and loans are no longer in existence, are you going to be happy with the way America is? And will it be great back when we was in a recession and depression back in the 1920s when you couldn't buy bread for $1? I'm just saying, if you want to go back to that, go back.
Okay, hold on, preacher. Let me call some more people here, preacher. Because preacher, boy, look at, get a preacher the microphone, boy, and look at here. It'll be 2 days later. The preacher still be saying, hallelujah.
You have so much out there. It's your fault right here. It's your fault. You got so much out there.
Hey, Chris, look. Oh, let me go to Rico. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
You know that I also ties back in to what you were saying about, do people like who they are when they take the mask off? Some people do. Some people like being sinister and manipulative, so they put a mask on so they can deceive you. Some people like molesting children and raping women, so they wait around corners and they get you to trust them so they can be around your children or be around other family members so they can tank them for whatever poison they want to put in them. And so you go back to the Trump supporters and what you said earlier. I'm quick to say that too, man. I ain't surprised. You go back and look at the history and you shouldn't be surprised. But if you are surprised, that, you might need to go back and look at history, to understand that, you are in a situation of domino effect. What we living in is a result of domino effect. And so you look at what they did with the Biden-Harris bus, and you look at what they did when Trump ran the first time. The stuff he used to say about back in the day, we take them out and whoop them, we take them out and strangle them up and this and that. And, America always has had a rebellious mindset, as not only as a country, but within its citizens. You know what I'm saying? They'll preach unity and patriotism, but then they will also teach that liberation and that sovereignty. So that's why the militias seem so patriotic. But at the same time, they're somewhat of a threat. They like partners / threats to the government, depending on what white men need them for at that point in time. Well, we're going to step up and protect our rights because the government ain't going to do it. Oh, we're going to step up and we're going to fight the government because the government trying to take our rights. White man. So, they're proud of it. You go back to the days of lynching. A lot of those people that were lynched were rounded up by lynch mobs and had their homes raided. And Emmett Till, he wasn't taken out the home by a lynch mob, but somebody came to his home and took him, his grandfather's home. Sometimes they went to the church, to the courthouse, or to the jail, and overthrew the police and the deputies and snatched people out of jail and hung them up in the middle of town and then burned them in a pile numerous times. So, that lynch mob mentality, some people feel like that's a right, and they ain't ashamed to wear. I say this way: they don't even wear a mask. They wear a badge of honor, proudly telling you that we are the privileged offspring of these people, and if we have to resort back to this deviant behavior, destructive behavior, we will to maintain what we want to do. So, some people do like that. And some people don't care about a mask. Some people don't put a mask on, and some people don't care. And then, like I said, some people that do put the mask on, they do it because they got an agenda. They need to have that mask on so they can deceive you, what they call the wolf in sheep clothing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So, I think some people do love those masks. Those people that surrounding the Biden and Harris buses, the ones that were punching the people at the Trump convention when he first ran. The people that praised Kyle Rittenhouse for crossing state lines and shooting people. And, you got people that's proud of that, proud Ku Klux Klan. So, everybody's not, ashamed of being wrong. And the sad part about it is,
Rico,
in most cases, it's in this country, left and right.
Well, Rico, they say they want to make America great again. What era are they talking about? Maybe they're talking about that very thing where they had the lynch mobs. And that's when they thought it was great. But was it great for you and I? Was it great for people that look like you and I? Bishop,
nope.
At all. And that's the slogan. You see the red hats all over the place. Make America great again. Well, what point? What era are you talking about? Taking us back to? What era are you speaking of? Are you speaking of the lynch mob when you're hanging us from trees? Our dead bodies hanging from the tree. You talk about when they come and with in their little outfits and their little clown suits, they come out there and they want to take us out of their home in the middle of the night with their little tiki burners and the weapons and the weaponry. Are you talking about those times? Are you talking about when our children are sitting there crying, our wives are sitting there crying and they can't do anything because they're so outnumbered because you got so many people out there with their little tiki torches and their weapons inside the little clown suits? Is that the time we're talking about? Well, that wasn't great to me. That wasn't great to me at all. Leonard, what's on your heart?
Well, you know, I'm just listening because, one, I don't respond like a victim to things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what they say or do.
Mm-hmm.
It's never in, like you said about this mask and things like that. Or like Bishop said, I don't wear a mask. I am who I am. So, one, I don't sit around thinking about stuff like that. When you all are saying, so what times are great? You know exactly what times. It's time for you to stop crying about that. Stop talking about it. Start talking about what is you're going to do if they try to do it today. This is where your conversation must be. I always talk about, remember, I don't care about when. I can tell you now. If you are my enemy, I wish nothing on you but death, period. I don't think in terms of how awful someone else is. If that's who you are, then that's who I'm going to meet. And that is the person whom I'm going to overcome and be victorious over. God did not give me the spirit of fear.
Exactly.
So if you're worried about the how bad someone else can be, you're wasting your time. How vigilant are you going to be? I don't fret for losing my life for the sake of righteousness, but I would not lay down my life for foolishness.
Come on.
So if you're going to sit there and one, like you said, we're going to do this at the polls, and we're going to do it right back to you.
Yes, sir.
Like they say, Saul has killed his thousands, but David has killed his tens of thousands.
Here and okay, we lost. Okay, now we're back. We're back up and running on this end. We're gonna get the phone lines back up and running and get that back going. Like I said, a little technical difficulties. Nothing that we can't handle. Nothing we can't deal with. We've dealt with it before. We handled it before. And let's keep it rolling. Let me see. Can I get everybody back on at one time? I'm gonna try to dial the number right here. Do 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 do. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Let me try to see. Can I get everybody back on this way here? All right, good deal. Hopefully we got everybody back on at the same time. Okay, everybody back. We had a little technical difficulty there, so hopefully we got everybody back on. Good deal, good deal.
I thought it was just my phone.
No, man. The whole system, man. Anyone was talking about this morning. It shut down on us, but we got it back up and running. Let me see. Hold on. Now, who do we have with us right now?
This is Rico. I'm back on there.
Good deal, Rico. Annie, you with us?
Call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
I'm here.
Okay, let me hang on.
443
3.
Let me see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. All right. You got Annie here. Leonard, I heard you there. Bishop, you there?
Present.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's keep this thing going. Let's get back to let's go back because I got quite a few people that was actually they messaged me someone. Oh, we're gonna get back on our topic. So I'm gonna get back on the topic and ask the question. Annie, do most people like each other? Do you like yourself when you take off your mask? What do you say to
that? That mask thing. I mean, and I'm doing a essay on that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
An informative speech on that tomorrow. Who are you? That's my subject.
Okay.
And I was thinking as I was preparing and putting together my speech, I was thinking about my own life when I stopped being who the world wanted me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I started, when God saved me and delivered me. And I remember for a moment, I had so many conflicting emotions because I was remembering, well, this who I am with these people, a jokester. This who I am with these people, always pranking and everything else. But I'm like, that's not who God called me to be.
Mm-hmm.
So for a long time, I mean, years, I would wear a mask, separate myself from the new me. And I struggle with that. And I'm sure many people, struggle with it as well when you're coming from the world and when God calls you and your walk began to change. But I remember I was just so stressed out because in my family, when I was going to family reunions years ago, I was always the loud talking person and always being the different things coming out of my mouth that wasn't godly. And it was hard to detach myself from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to detach myself. And I asked God, I said, I need you to divorce me mentally from that person.
Yes.
Sometimes we're divorced. We walk away in the physical, but the mindset is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a hard time, walking away from and detaching myself from the old me.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to ask God to help me with that because my flesh, things I would put on, even my clothes, certain kinds of clothes that I was still wearing. I was still wearing, jeans and cut-off tops. I'm like, this is not who I am. But I had a hard time, giving all that up. And I would put a mask on, like I say, every day. And that mask, we can get so accustomed to being, to having that mask, it become a part of us. Every morning I pick up we pick up our bag, we pick up whatever, head out the door. And one of the things we bring is our mask because we got to be who the people around us want us to be rather than, who God wants us to be and loving ourselves for who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Getting to know the person behind the mask. Who are you behind the mask?
Come on.
It's hard to have a mask on every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very hard job
to
always, put that mask on. But I'm learning. Like I said, I'm learning. I'm still learning to love the person behind the mask, and I ask God every day to help me, to walk and help this person to develop. I want this person to develop, to its full potential, because I'm not the old person, and that was so very hard to walk away from. And even I lost many friends. People would invite me to places. All that went away. And it got lonely for a while. It felt, lonely. I'm like, I want to go. But then again, I have to, do what God wants me to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. But when you're not being who you are, whether it's, spiritual example, the way I just said, or, just being who you are, period. Putting on that mask is very hard. It's very heavy. It gets confusing sometimes. It gets heavy. It's hard being who people want you to be.
Yeah.
It's hard. And if somebody say, why are you trying to get people to love you who don't even love themselves? We try to get people to like us and allow us to fit in when they don't even love themselves.
Come on.
So like I say, it was just hard. It was hard to detach, but I knew I had to walk away. And I felt a whole roller coaster of emotions. I felt guilty about not doing what God said, not knowing who I am. It was just hard. And God just told me he should just give up. Just throw your hands up and surrender. There's certain things I gave to him, but certain things I want to hold on to. And I want to be in your circle still. I want to be your friend. I want to be your friend. And God said, I've separated you from that. All that's old. The old things have passed away. You have become new.
Come on.
And like I said, I'm learning now how to walk in my newness. I'm learning now. And it gets hard, it gets heavy, it gets lonely. I don't have any friends now. I don't get phone calls about, what's going on. And I don't get any phone calls. Unless my children call me, I don't get no phone calls. None. And that can be very lonely.
Yeah.
That can be very, and that will kill you to go back to what God called you from. But the Lord said, I've already released you from that. Why are you returning to your vomit?
Come on.
The Bible talks about a dog returning to his vomit. I release you from that. I release you. Why are you going back over there in Egypt? But Pharaoh is still there.
Yes.
Pharaoh have not left Egypt. He's still there.
That's good. That's good. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Right, man.
We're talking about do you like yourself when you take off your mask? Do you like yourself when you take off your mask? What do you say to that, Dawn?
I love me some me. I'm telling you that. And I think I don't know about no mask. You get. It is what you see what you get. I try not to be fake or phony or put on. We all put on some sort of a fake mask because we put on our game face to face the world. You know what I mean? All of us go through some things, and we want to get out in society and cope with it. We put on that straight face like we can handle everything. But when it really comes down to it, in spite of myself, I love me some me.
Yeah.
Do. And if somebody else don't like it, that's their problem.
Something they got to deal with.
Man, I can sleep with me every night. I'm fine.
Exactly.
Wake up with me. I ain't gonna try to knock my own arm off.
You're still here. Go to sleep with me. Wake up in the morning. Yo, you still here? Go ahead.
You know what I mean?
you still here?
Well, you go.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah, almost had a flashback.
Oh, let's see. You going somewhere else. Hold on. Let me go to Bishop. Bishop, what's on your heart, brother? Because Donna,
you see how you been off.
Donna going to take a turn. He about to.
Well, the subject we're dealing with, do you like yourself when you take your mask off? I never wear a mask.
Everybody mute your phone. We got some background noise coming from Smarty's line. Mute your line for me. All right, go ahead, Bishop.
I tell people what you see is what you get. It's just me. And if I wear a mask, the only time I wear a mask in the presence of someone that has tried to hurt my feelings, I still, try to keep a positive look on my face. Because I never believe in showing my weakness or my vulnerableness to anybody. And somebody said, well, it'd be good you showed it. No, people think you're weak.
Yeah.
That's why I was telling Rico, I found no condemnation in what he may have done at the game. When he demonstrated, hey, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. You're not going to treat me in any kind of way. This doesn't delineate my walk with Christ. It doesn't change anything. I have a relationship with Christ. But you got to get to this point to understand you ain't going to do anything you want to do to me. That old adage, turn the other cheek. Yeah, I understand what the writer is talking about. And to break it down plainly, if he smite me on the right, turn him left, me let it go. Let it go. All right, now we ain't gonna do this now. You don't want to go there. I'm gonna stop this right where it is. People turn around and they really think, oh, he slapped me on my right, I'm turning around, let him slap the other. That's gonna be the one that's gonna kill you when he hit that side. Gonna knock your teeth out, gonna knock you out. So standing up to people is what we really have to understand, what Christian mindset we should have. Don't get it misconstrued. We're not supposed to be punching bags. We're supposed to stand up. We're supposed to hold up the bloodstained banner for Christ.
Come on.
But Peter, I heard Christian saying about Peter. Peter had an issue. Yeah. That's why Christ gave him the keys to the kingdom. Because he didn't have a problem with speaking up. He didn't have a problem with standing up and telling them where they can get on and get off. And when he grabbed the sword to cut off the high priest's servant ear, it was because he was trying to protect the Lord. And what Christ told him, if you live by the sword, you die by it. However, that same Christ who made that statement to Peter when he went to do this, and the reason Christ set him straight, because it was his time to go. Peter's trying to prohibit it. If you remember, Peter, when Christ told him what was going to befall him, Peter said, Lord, be this far from you. You trying to tell the Lord, well, he telling you what's going to happen, and you're going to tell him it ain't going to happen. So that's why he had to tell him. He also called him a devil too. But he didn't remove him as being an apostle. He was still Christ's apostle. What people have to understand is that, yes, we do this. Yes, we get upset. Yes, I'm upset with somebody. And I told them where they can go somewhere and sit down and get out of my face. But you're still a wonderful person doing wonderful things. Because if you did that, I guarantee you'll still go out and help.
Absolutely.
But in Luke, now, I'm going to say this, I'm going to shut up. Christ also told his disciples to take per script, take their cloak and sell it and buy a sword. Now, me being a smart person, I got a college degree. If I were to read that and look at it, I don't think he told him to buy a sword to cut bread. I'm just saying.
Come on. Good deal. We got another caller from the 803 area code. 803 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Charity. I'm calling from South Carolina.
Hey, Charity, how you doing?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Hey, doing good. We're asking a question this morning, Charity, and I want to hear your heart on this. Do you like yourself when you take off your mask? When you take off your mask, do you still like yourself?
I love myself. I mean, I honestly don't even. I was reading that. I honestly don't think I wear a mask. I really don't. It's really hard. It's really, really hard for me to pretend. Like really, in regular life, on this show, anywhere, it's really hard for me to pretend something. I even made a post one day on Facebook. I said, if I got to go somewhere, if I'm invited somewhere and I got to give y'all a little church hug, I ain't coming. That's meaning, you know, the little church hug is a little side hug. I don't really want to do it. But that's why if I got to act in that way, I'm going to stay home.
Now, what about in the workplace? Everybody put on a certain amount of mask in the workplace because, you know, you work with people that you don't really like, don't really care for, and sometimes don't even want to be there. So is there a mask that you put on sometime in the workforce?
Well, I don't know if y'all know anything about South Carolina, but Lexington, South Carolina is 90% Caucasian. We right here on the lake, so it's 90% Caucasian. So I have had to learn how to live within this situation. And I had my two kids graduated high school within that situation. And I had to tell them, I had to teach them like not to be afraid, but show who you are, but in a different way. Basically, I told them that you can't fight them with your fist, but you can fight them with your brain. You know what I'm saying? I had to teach them how to fight differently. And I used to tell them all the time, like, being good is not acceptable. You got to be excellent for you to be noticed here. Because my son didn't get another colored person in his class, and he was like in the 4th or 5th grade.
Now, Charity.
That's fair part. Even me at work.
Hold on, Charity.
I'm sorry.
Let me say something now. Charity, we don't call them colored no more now. Now you don't want way on back on us, Charity. You can say colored, but
I'm sorry. I didn't say it. When I say a person of color, hold on, let me clear that up. When I say a person of color, I don't talk about black people. I'm talking about a person of color that is not pale white. So when I say a person of color, because there are people of color too, Puerto Ricans, Dominican, Haitians, down over still people of color.
Okay, but you said color. You said colored person. I was like, oh Lord, did she say colored person? I'm just, since I had to pick at you. Ain't no but love. I had to pick at you though.
Yeah, I know. I call a person of color a person of color.
There you go.
I don't allow them to make me feel bad about how I am or who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing everybody down with, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's my sister right there. Look here. Let me go to Rico. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? When you take off your mask, do you still like yourself?
Well, I was glad that she just said that because when it has to do with righteousness, and I stand on it being right and fair, I ain't gonna wear no mask. I'm gonna wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it dead on my forehead, and I ain't gonna play with you. I'm gonna stand my ground and I'm gonna tell you what I feel and I'm gonna say what I'm saying because I know I'm being right and I'm fair and I don't put a lot of thought process into it. My only mask I'm going to wear is when I held myself accountable on my own flaws.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to go in the workplace and hold back my contempt for this lazy coworker, this racist coworker, this spoiled coworker. I got to go back and hold my contempt back for these racist human resource managers or supervisors or plant managers. You know, so I mean, you know, you will put a mask on when you know it's something negative and it's something that you really don't need to do. You really don't need to expose people to. But the thing is how many people watch righteousness get misused or mistreated, and then they put a mask on and put on blinders and don't say anything. I mean, I like I said, I have a problem with that. You know, yes, that's one of the times where I won't wear a mask. You know, like I said, we can fight, we can do whatever you want to do. If you wrong and I know you wrong, and I know what I'm standing on is right, then we're gonna get down with it. We can do that. I ain't gonna put no mask on and turn the other cheek. Exactly. But you know, the thing is how many other people will put that mask on at the wrong time? Who puts on the mask? Who puts the mask on and the blinders on righteousness and condones and embraces the ones that bring in the negativity of the pain, the suffering, and the turmoil, the drama that comes with them out of all, maybe because they make money. You know, how many people, maybe they have power. How many people know of the Catholic priests that were molesting these children and didn't say anything? Oh man, he got them little boys back there again. 10, 20 years of molesting children and other monks and priests or whoever in the monastery know what he like to do when he get these boys off of their little special training or whatever, and they don't say nothing. And they ain't the ones with the deviant behavior, but they know somebody else is doing it. They put a mask on and blinders. Exactly. So you know, me, I just feel that, you know, if it's for righteousness, I don't care where you are. If you're in the church, if you're in the workplace, wherever you are, if it's for righteousness and for protecting, you know, humankind and positivity, then, you know, like you shouldn't wear a mask.
And you say about the Catholics, the priests that do the things that they do, but also there's another group, man, and this group do some great things. They really do some great things, but there's a couple of little situations that's come about in the Boy Scouts of America, where they say they was doing some things to the little boys as well. And did people turn a blind eye to that? So you know, there's so many different elements. We got to protect our children, man. We got to protect our children.
Coaches. What about the coach at Penn State that time, Sandusky? He was a college coach.
Exactly.
Other coaches turned a blind eye, heard him in the shower, smacking butt, and walked by and didn't say nothing, and then had to get forced to testify that they was in the presence of this grown man taking advantage of his position and turning on board, unwilling participant.
Exactly. And see, Leonard, the thing about it, they stick together, man. They stand behind it. They'll stand behind each other and stand up for each other the whole way. No, they wrong, but they'll stand up with each other, man, and stand like this whole Trump situation. People got to know he's wrong, Leonard. People got to know he's not right, but they'll stand in the gap for him the whole way. What do you say to that?
I say to that what I said before, what I said 4 years ago, what I said 10 years ago, is if you have no morals and no principles to guide you, you are who you are.
Come on. Say it.
You know, it's time out for wondering why everybody else is, why they is, why they do what they do. I don't care why you do what you do. It doesn't even matter to me. I don't want to even hear the story. If it's wrong, it's wrong. And you better get right if I'm around.
Come on.
I don't care what you're doing. I'm going to say something.
Cause ain't no plan.
I'm going to get in the way. Now, it's not about wearing a mask or whatever. It's just for one, you're not going to come and lump me with everybody else. If I got to be by myself and be right, that's what I'm going to do.
Exactly.
So we have to understand, you know, how you live in your life. Because one, you shouldn't be changing from situation to situation like that. You should have something that is constant about you,
Mm-hmm.
something that, especially if you're professing to be some type of Christian
Mm-hmm.
or adhering to some type of moral code, what have you.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
some people that simply don't have no morals, and they filthy individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all sitting here trying to figure out why they are the way they are.
Or trying to
Because
justify.
they are the devil. That's why they are the way they are.
Good deal. Good deal. Annie, what's on your heart? Bishop, coming to you next.
Yeah, I just want to say, and I'm going to start a debate. And I know you guys are going to lie.
Wait a minute now.
So let me go first. Go ahead.
Okay, here it is. Now, I believe
Mm-hmm.
that men were more matched than women. Women, and I'm talking about like when you go out there and meet somebody, when you start, dating, whatever. I believe men, now, let me say this first. Women do put, they do put that step up a little bit higher. And by that, I mean, with all the cover up, with the hair and the makeup and all that.
That's a mess.
Exactly. That in itself is a mess.
That's a
but
lie.
now, on the flip side of the coin, on the other side of the coin, men lie and say they have so much going on for them. I'm looking for the special one. I'm ready to settle down. I'm not dating nobody else. I love you. I got a good job. I have, all this other stuff. And then once you start feeling them, all of a sudden you find out everything they said was a lie. So in my mind, I think men is where more matched than women.
Now see, I'm gonna go to Leonard and I'm gonna go around. I definitely want to go to Charity because she's a female. I want to see what she feel about this as well. But let me say this though, before I go to Leonard, it might not be a lie. It might just be fabricating the truth. But Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, I've never done it because there was never no need to. There's no need for me to try to. Most men do it just to trick and deceive because that's what they enjoy. That's how they live. It's a game. They enjoy playing that game with you. And if you allow yourself to be played like that, then you will be played every time. It ain't about me trusting nobody. I want what I want. And when I get it, I'm good. It ain't a big deal. Like I heard some woman say, "Oh, they're gonna miss you when you're gone." No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. Sometimes you find yourself it was just convenient. So I'm sick of the whole relationship issue. Why are you still trusting people? Period, like that. You ain't got to sleep with these guys. You ain't got to sleep with folks just because they ask you to. Just because they take you out, just because you sleep with them because you want to and leave it where it's at. Ain't nothing else attached to it. Why would I call you the next day? You have to have that mentality. Because if you don't want to be in those types of relationships, then you need to stay out of those types of relationships. When you hear a person, well, I've been in relationships. Why have you been in so many relationships? Why? Why have you been in so many relationships? You participated in this foolishness.
Yep.
It's not that difficult. And if women sitting around waiting for men to come around, it's gonna keep going around. Because we do what we do on purpose.
It's by design.
And it has nothing to do with your feelings at all.
Actually, a lack of.
It's about getting what.
Actually, a lack of concern.
What they want.
Yeah. It's a lack of concern for your feelings. Really, honestly speaking, we're gonna be transparent. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with your feelings at all. As a matter of fact, don't care nothing about your feelings. If you're going to allow yourself to be victimized,
it was never that you should be less than who you really are. You should value yourself more. You should really value yourself more than that.
Good deal.
Because everyone comes to take advantage.
Let me go
but
to.
Right here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hold on one second. Listen, men always come in, and especially if a woman is vulnerable and she's coming out of a bad relationship. There are several men that will know that you're broken. They know you're broken. You don't tell them your whole situation, what you went through, what you've been through,
and can I say something? Let me say something.
Went for a while and all that.
And let me say something. Do you think do you think, and a part of this whole thing could be, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because I could be, but do you think a part of this is that, sometimes women just tell too much? They tell too much. Really, they tell too much.
But see, a woman that's lonely, a woman that's broken, a woman that's feeling hurt and feeling rejected, and
she tell too much.
Begin to wonder about herself, and what's wrong with her. And you wait for a moment. You may wait a year or two, and then all of a sudden he pops up, and you tell him what you've been through. You tell him how the last man hurt you.
But you don't see, and that's my point, though. That's my point. You don't know him. You just met him, and you tell him all your business, and then when he take that and use it to his advantage, you say that he's wrong. If you don't tell all your business,
hold on. But the thing about it is, the woman. The female never tell him right away. It may be a month or two.
If that's not too soon.
And then all of a sudden you tell him, and then she makes her let her guard down, and and everything else. And the moment she let her guard down, bam, there it is.
She become a victim. The moment she let her guard down, she become a victim. And if this person does not have her best interest at heart, he's gonna pounce. He's gonna be like that leopard, and he's gonna pounce on his prey.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it might be a generational thing, but I'm an 80s baby. And when we talked about this before on the show, and we talked about know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And this is that situation right there. Women have forgotten that they have the power because they have gave these men so much power. So now the man's sitting there playing them like puppets. You understand what I'm saying?
Come on.
These men are sitting there playing them just like puppets because what are you telling them all this stuff for? I ain't telling you nothing. I done been engaged and I'm about to go dun, and he's looking at me like, my family called me critical. He was still looking at me like, you're not opening up to me. What's wrong? You don't need to know everything about me. I don't need to tell you every single thing about me. I don't tell you my weaknesses, because once I tell you my weaknesses, now you know how to play my game. Sir, it's not going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell, and that's what the conversation was right here about people. Do you let people know your weaknesses or something like that? No, you're not going to know my weaknesses because you're not going to know how to play me. When I played basketball, I'm going to tell you this, I was not the best. I was a cheerleader. I played basketball for my friends and my cousins did it. You know what I'm saying? And what black person in South Carolina don't know how to take a ball and throw it in. So I said, let me go out for the team. Went out for the team, make the team. I was not a good basketball player, but guess what I was good at? Intimidating the other team. I knew I couldn't beat them, so I got in their head and I would pick at them and nitpick with them. Coaches never seen anything. The girls get upset. Blue, the best players out the game. I won. You feel me? Because I'm not gonna allow nobody to play me like no damn Atari. I don't care. I'm not sorry about it. It's not gonna happen. So these women engage these men too much. And so therefore, if you have been hurt, you need to be more careful about yourself and what you're doing and where you're going. That's just it.
And also, Raheem, I like what she said, because she's so honest and she's so true about it. She told you about what she does. And this is one thing that people hated. I'm going to pick on Steve Harvey and that niche that he found. And it was because he knows what's going on. He knows what he used to do. He's been through bad relationships before. So for his love for women, he tries to give women an insight on what men are. I don't have no allegiance to no other man this way. Okay, I'm going to tell the woman exactly how to protect and preserve herself. Now, if she don't want to listen, then she's going to get ate up out here like everybody else. And see, this is what we have lost. Women have found themselves in these positions because, one, you really believed you was just as nasty as I was. You thought you were just like me. You thought you were, but at the end of the day, a man always gets what he wants. Now, you're going to always be on the bad end of that because you're always looking for somebody to give you something. See, that whole, I'm not saying you shouldn't want what's right or you shouldn't want this dream, but you have to realize you must preserve yourself in order, and your value. And these other women who are teaching young women that they should be selling themselves to men this way has always been bad advice. Men have never sat around and thought about, things the way women think about them, but now they're enjoying the miseducation of the female more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to be loose. We want you to be more available. We want you to think that you're on the same playing field so you can be taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? What do you say to that?
You know, I think it really depends on what you value and what you are trying to accomplish as a person. It depends on how your upbringing, you know, because I know on both sides of my families, I had 6 aunts each and 1 uncle.
Mm-hmm.
So with that 1 uncle that I had, and he might have been 20 years older than me, it was few and far between the male influences I had.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still observant enough to have one side of my family with upstanding women of character, and then another side of my family that was like of the world. They might be messy one minute, they might be cool one minute, but you didn't know what kind of variety you was gonna get from these women.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was, it was still a different value system that I noticed in both of them. You know, so that influenced me a lot because I went out into this world looking and believing that most women would be like my grandmother or like my aunts on my father's side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with my aunts on my mother's side, I went out in this world expecting some of them to be like them women too. But over time, I started noticing the messiness, the gossiping, the sinister, you know, the little back and forth. And I'm like, okay, now I know that this what happens with women. I just don't have to be fooled because I was fooling. And at the same time, those women still kept certain things, me from knowing certain things when they saw that I wouldn't agree with it or I would tell their business.
Mm-hmm.
So they put on a facade, they put on that mask. We're going to make sure we don't do this and that around Rico or do this around the boys because they don't like this. So now here it is, you got that influence and you got that you've been exposed to. That's pretty much like your guidance. Then you got the men out here telling you, you maybe should get notches on your belt. They ain't saying you need to wait till you get married. You know, so now you get this influence. They telling you what a man is supposed to do. A man should be doing this, a man should be doing that. This is what you should be looking for in a woman. Then all of a sudden you get with these women and you see it ain't all sugar and spice.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cliché say. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is we have to get away from categorizing and putting stereotypes on people because I believe men and women are both equal in their opportunism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when they come to them trying to just get something that they want, they're gonna put that mask on and they're gonna give you that first impression for 6 months or however long it takes for them to realize that that you ready to dedicate yourself to them.
Yeah.
And when you realize they're ready to dedicate, then you all of a sudden you start showing them your flaws and you get a little comfortable. You might stop bathing every day.
Good Lord.
You know what I'm saying?
Good Lord.
You know, I'm just throwing out there, you know, how a person might be. They might be trying to make that first impression. And every time you turn around, they smell like peaches and cream. But then all of a sudden they get comfortable with it. And then, you know, you see her the next day and she got the same drawers on. She just put on makeup. Man, that can go with a man too. So people get comfortable when they realize they got a goal. They have an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think it's just a man or a woman thing because we live in a time where people are trying to capitalize. We live in a capitalistic society where integrity is less than the standard.
Exactly.
And so that doesn't have a fist on it. You know what I'm saying? And it really doesn't have a race on it. Now the extremities of it might have a race on it. But when it comes to the gender of people being opportunistic and trying to capitalize on people and making the best first impression they can just to get what they want out of you, we surrounded by it. It's an everyday walk of life. So we actually would leave ourselves vulnerable to be deceived by someone if we didn't realize that every time we came in contact with somebody, they were going to try their best to give us the best them that they could show us.
Exactly.
We rather than meet somebody just don't care what you think they're going to show you. Wow. They probably crazy.
Hey, somebody got some background noise going on. I don't know who that is. Somebody like they're tearing up a cabinet or something. Okay, there you go. Sorry about that, Rico. Yeah, and what they're doing, they're giving the representative, like I think Christy said earlier, they show their representative, and showing that representative, you know, you don't know who that person is, but Rico, they gotta watch them, man. Rico, they gotta watch, brother.
Yeah, you know, so they got to, but I'm telling you, the world we live in, like I mean, I ain't saying Sherelle is just because she an 80s baby, but I'm pretty sure she could co-sign and tell you some of these 80s babies and 90s baby, man, they ain't all like the 60s and 70s women, but they'll tell you we ain't like the women from back then.
Yeah,
y'all know. And the men aren't either.
Exactly. Let me go to Charity. Then we're gonna go around Adam. We're gonna go to Bishop. We're gonna go to Bishop. Curtis is with us. We're gonna go back to Curtis, and we're gonna go around. So everybody, bear with me for a second. We're gonna touch everybody. But Charity, what's on your heart?
Yeah, I agree with what I think it was Leonard. I think Leonard had said something that I just completely agree with. And I didn't feel like as a woman and he and whoever was just speaking, yes, the 80s baby, we is completely different. I don't know what it was in the water, but we completely different. I'm not going to sit there and allow you to have that type of power over me. Mm-hmm. Not just nobody. I just feel like nobody should have a certain kind of power over me. Nope, I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. And I that remind me when I got engaged, right? And my aunt, she said when she met my fiance, we outside and we talking, and she says, "I just can't believe you engaged." I'm thinking because I'm her baby niece, da 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 da. I said, "Why you say that?" She said, "Because you don't do anything to impress anybody." And I looked and I thought about that thing for a minute. But when I look at you, you're so fake. You're so false. You understand what I'm saying? And you're not married. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you had audacity to tell me, but that in at first I didn't know how to take it. But as I got older, I'm like, it don't hurt my feelings at all. But she told me she can't believe that I'm engaged. I'm gonna marry somebody because I don't do anything to impress anybody. And so I told her, I said, but what I need to impress them for? If the way I talk, my countriness, the way I walk, everything about me, my fashion, if you ain't impressed by my natural being, Charity Jeffcoat, honey, you ain't for me. You need to go find somebody that needs to impress you because it ain't me. And I'm not gonna do it. And I'm not gonna walk on no eggshells and act like everything roses and flowers over here. No, I'm not gonna do it. Just sorry, that's just ridiculous to me. So no, I ain't wearing no mask for you.
Now, Charity,
wrong person.
Charity, you didn't say you was country, did you? You didn't say that, did you?
Yes, I did, country. And that's Lord, let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this. So I got a cousin, and I'm from a small town in South Carolina called Batesburg, Leesville. Mm-hmm. On the other side of Batesburg, Leesville is a town called Saluda. Mm-hmm. They even country up. It's going toward Greenwood, right? Uh-huh. So me, her, and a couple of our other friends, we went to Myrtle Beach. You know what I'm saying? Myrtle Beach is about 2.5 hour drive for us. So we go to Myrtle Beach because we got a lot of outlets down there. So some guys that my cousin had went to college with or whatever. And so, the guy here like, "Oh, y'all country?" She's like, "Well, technically, I'm from so and so, and I moved to Saluda." And before he could get to me, honey, I snatched my head around. I said, "My baby, I'm straight from the country. Straight out them dirt roads, baby. Don't ever get it twisted. Because one thing about women like us, we can raise your kids if you change your oil and cook for you. Don't get it twisted. Don't ever think that we can't." Because I said one thing about a country woman, you will not fall if you got your country woman. When you fall on she can get out there and cut grass for you. Mm-hmm. She can get out there and make some money. She ain't too pretty and sitting up here all this high glory, because when you take off all this makeup and weave and these fake butts and all this other old stuff, honey, she is a grasshopper.
There you go.
Curtis, talk to your sister, man.
That's 100 right there.
Yes, sir.
That's
yes,
100.
sir. Yes,
that sounds like my wife right there.
That's the country truth. What I'm saying? That's the country truth. That's the country truth.
If you're natural, if I'm natural, I need you to be natural.
Exactly. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
I don't have too much on my heart, man. I'm just listening, man. Sometimes you just gotta be still and be quiet so you can gain a greater understanding of not only who you are, but the situations that you may find yourself in, man.
Good deal.
Sometimes you just gotta like Mama used to say, man, sometimes the smartest person in the room is the quietest person in the room.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Let's go to Bishop.
And also, we have to look at better examples, Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together 30, 40 years.
Yes, sir.
If that's what you desire in your life and you want that type of partnership with another human being, pattern yourself after those people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all you men out there stunting for these women, trust me, the reason why you find yourself where you're at, because if you're giving her 1,000, she's going to go to the person giving her 1,500. Then it's whoever bids higher going to get her. And that's how this thing has been working for some time. So the highest bidder is going to get her. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Let's go to Bishop. Bishop, what's on your heart? I'm about to say it, Bishop. wake up and go to sleep. Bishop, wake up and go to sleep. I'll keep this thing going. Let me see who I want to go to right now. Let me go back to Rico. Rico hitting a couple of home runs today. Rico, what's on your heart?
First, I want to tell Charity, I'm sorry for slaying her name. I said for real. I don't know what's going on.
I take a call at this moment. If you would give your name.
That's okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Rico.
Hello.
Yeah.
I like I said, I was apologizing to her for that, but yeah, you know, like I said, I'm one of the type of people to wear my heart on my sleeve. You know, I definitely am, but I guess there are situations sometimes where some of us that feel like we do wear our hearts on our sleeve, we still come off as fake. I don't even want to call it fake. I'm gonna say maybe we just don't want to rub people the wrong way. You know, I ain't big on trying to impress people. Especially it depends on who it is anyway. But I'm not big on trying to impress people. I'm big on people know who I am, so they don't get surprised when they come at me wrong or they do something out of bounds, and then I respond in a way that they don't expect because I ain't like everybody else. But at the same time, you know, if I know I have some flaws or I have some ways that I might be I might approach people the wrong way. I might come off aggressive or agitated sometimes when I'm really just trying to be passionate about how I speak. Then I have to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I'm really worried about people's feelings, but you have to be mindful that at the same time you don't come off the wrong way.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I have the best intentions a lot of times, but sometimes I've definitely come off the wrong way because I can't find the right words to use, or maybe the passion is wrong. Maybe I'm trying to make sure that I don't hurt their feelings, and I can't find the right words to use to not hurt their feelings. But you know, there's nothing wrong with that if you know that the way you are interpreting what is being said or the way you are expressing what is being said can be misinterpreted.
Well, Rico, let me ask you this question: Is it some point in time where you, even though you don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but is there a certain point in time in everybody's life where you know you just got to put it out there like it is? If I hurt your feelings, your feelings just gonna be hurt. But I'm about to tell you, Joker, I'm gonna tell you.
Yes, it's definitely times. When you know they're being self-destructive, when what they're doing is hurting other people, it has an effect on other people, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, you got to keep it real with them. You know, it's like if somebody's smoking cigarettes but they got lung cancer, then they keep on talking, I don't know why I'm coughing this stuff up. Fool. What you think I'm gonna sit here and be stupid with and act like I don't know better? You smoking them cigarettes. I ain't gonna be dumb and just act. I don't know why you coughing either. And you start pulling the cigarette. I'm gonna tell you, you know why you coughing, fool.
Yeah, exactly.
You smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know, sometimes you have to get away from looking at people's feelings, and I mean, the truth is the truth. You know, but the thing is, like I said, you do have to be mindful of making sure you get your point across properly, because the last thing you want to do is call yourself trying to help people, and at the same time you're hurting them worse because your delivery was too harsh.
Exactly.
Maybe they didn't hit nothing. Maybe they didn't hit nothing but pots and pans and all that truth you told. But the minute you delivered to them and they felt like you were pointing blame at them, or they just didn't know how to receive it, all they heard was Charlie Brown teacher talking. They ain't had nothing else. But the fact exactly.
Yeah.
So you know, you have to be mindful. You know, I do wear my heart on my sleeve. You know, sometimes I fight with that. I fight with trying to be too honest and too direct. Sometimes I shut my mouth and don't say nothing because I don't want people to feel like, oh, he already got something to say. But man, when you care about people, you passionate about people, and when you see what's right and what's wrong, and it's about positivity. Like I said earlier, what kind of man or woman can you be to put blinders on and not say something about it?
Exactly. Annie, I'll go to come right to you, Annie. You must have read my mind, sister. What's on your heart?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. I want to say, because I'm almost at school, but I'm gonna say this right here before I get off. That was a young lady that my family and her family have been knowing each other for a moment, and my children and her grew up together. You know, recently she came home from, I forgot exactly where she come from, but she moved back home, and my son and her were attracted to each other. My son really did a lot of things to impress her. He ran behind her. She's educated, she's smart, she's beautiful. She had no children. He run behind her, and she told him. She gave him a chance, and he took her out a couple of times. And she told him, she'd say, "I'm saving myself. I'm going to remain celibate until God give me a husband." And at first he accepted that. He went along with it. As time went on, he began to put the pressure on her and to convince her that he was the one. He wasn't like, everybody else out there, and all the things she heard about all men is not right, and and he's so sincere, and he got her best interest at heart. Well, she, after months of them dating and going back and forth, she let her guard down, and she slept with my son. And I could tell because she got so into him. He was her very first. So he took her virginity. So it might have mean a lot to her. She was saving that for her special person.
Yeah.
Well, after my son had done what he'd done and started sleeping with her, shortly after that, he started, treating her and being kind of stuff, removing himself from her presence all the time, and seeing her less and less and less. Well, she got to the point where she was so upset with him, she went to his house and she bleached all of his clothes. I'm talking about every garment, and my son had some very nice clothes that was not cheap by far. He had so many very nice clothes and his caps to match and his shoes to match. This girl took a bottle of bleach. When I got there, I opened that door and my eyes automatically, immediately burning. And I'm like, okay. And my son, she bleached my clothes. He called himself, making his case to me. But then I talked to her. I sat down. I was first mad with her because, I am about my son.
Yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
I let her,
Lord,
she gave me her side of the story. And that girl told me, she said, this boy led me along and lied to me. And I told him that I didn't want to get involved right now. I was saving myself for my husband. I was waiting on God to give me a husband. And he told her whatever he had to tell her to get her in bed. I did not get upset when that girl told me exactly what was going on. I'm a woman, and she was in love with him, but once he started having sex with her, she was attached to him. So, I can understand why she done what she done. I can understand that. I really can, because my son wore a mask and he lied like he always do to get what he wants. He hung around a little while. She was a little more challenging, but all he was running from the trophy. In his mind, the trophy, I always get what I want. So I'll hang around for a moment until you let your guard down. So he told her whatever he had to tell her and done whatever he had to do to lie to her and impress her. So I can understand her feeling the way she felt. Men wear a lot more masks than women. They really do.
But see, Tupac said the thing. I'll tell you. Go ahead.
We wear masks based on the petty stuff, the wig, the eyelashes, and all this other stuff. Men wear masks when it comes down to getting what they want, and they can lie and live double lives, and we never know it.
Now.
And Raheem.
Can I say something? Because I'm the only other woman. I want to say something to that because I'm the only other woman on this show. I need to say something to that.
Go ahead, sister.
Miss Annie, I'm not sure if you're aware, but your son, that sweet little baby boy, is a man.
He's
a man. You feel me? So my son, my sweet little baby boy that I had, that he's gonna grow up to be a man. He's 18 now. He's well on his way. But
I know my son ain't no good. I tell him all the time he ain't no good. I tell the women he ain't no good. Yeah. I tell him he's no good. So
you tell everybody.
So therefore, like the other men are saying, men are hunters. It is almost a game to them. You have to be the one. I can't be mad at a dog because he want to eat out the trash can. Because that's what dogs do. I'm not calling nobody no dog, so don't think I'm saying that. But I'm just saying, you can't be mad at a dog because he want to eat out of the trash can. You feel me? That's what the dog is going to do. A house trained dog is going to be a little different. He might look his nose down at that dog, but you can't be mad at a dog because he want to eat out of the trash can. It's almost a game to them. And once you have made yourself so vulnerable, so weak, guess what? The hunt is over. The hunt is over. You made yourself so vulnerable, so weak. He know he can just walk the dog on you, literally. He don't want that. A man really needs a talent. You understand what I'm saying? But these girls have made it so vulnerable. And Your son came out lucky with his clothes. So a lot of times these people out here, they go to your house. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They go to your house and you don't have no windows and everything else down here. But it's part of the game, and that's why you have to protect yourself. Us as women, us as individuals, us as people, we have to protect ourselves because we can't put our everything in these people's hands. Ain't no way. That's ridiculous to me. Like, it's a game. It's a game. These men need a challenge. And it comes so easy to them. And you also got to know that the BS is glorified in these days and times. BS is glorified. A woman with a natural body standing next to a woman with a false body, that Erykah Badu ain't gonna get the attention that Ari get. Ari is what's the calling girlfriend. Y'all don't know who that is, but she everything about her face. You feel me? So it's just what Kim Kardashian. It is what it is.
Like Kim Kardashian, everything's fake.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So Erykah Badu stand next to Kim Kardashian. I guarantee you, everybody gonna be oohing and ahhing at Kim Kardashian, and he's gonna Erykah Badu, the one that's really probably gonna ride for you, shoot for you, and do whatever else she got to do for you. You understand what I'm saying? Raise your other kids and everything else. But the BS is glorified, and I wish I could say the word instead of saying BS to y'all. I want to say it.
No, don't say it.
BS is glorified in these days and times. I ain't gonna say it. The false hat, everything, the BS is glorified. So the women are false too, but the men's are false. The men are false in the way they try to carry themselves, but the women are just as false. So I can't even agree and say that men wear masks, because one thing I will tell you about a man, us women, when we're in love with a man, we think we need to be with him. All the signs that we see him, we sweep them under the rug. We don't want to hear about it. We don't want to see it. Another woman can come straight to another woman and say, he did this. He wrote this. He lying. He don't want her. She this way. So you get all the signs you need to see, and you still choose to ride that boat. And see, that's honey, that's why I buy my own boat.
Go ahead, Leonard. She buy her own boat.
Right there.
Right.
Hey, look. Like I say, this is one issue where I never side with men on. I just told you exactly before when we began what these young ladies are telling you. Just like Annie just gave you the situation about her son. Did I not just say that? That the reason why she felt that way is because what? She lied to herself. She said, I'm not giving myself to no one but my husband. But you gave yourself to somebody else.
Right.
He told you everything, but let's go get married.
Let's get married.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when a woman says something, if you tell a man, I'm not going to have no sex before marriage. You got that type of man that'll sit there just to break all that. See that
put
great
that target
value
on you.
that you had for yourself.
You put that target on your chest, and when you say that, you put that target on your chest because now it becomes a challenge to him.
Right.
It becomes a challenge.
And now you sacrifice that to the devil. You understand? So now you don't even have that anymore. You don't have that anymore because you said at the beginning, you know what he said to himself? I'm gonna get her.
Yeah.
And you know what she said? I ain't giving myself to nobody. Who lost?
Now the battle began. Begins.
She lost.
Exactly.
Then I don't mean no harm. Then you didn't gave him your jewels, and you didn't gave him who knows? You might have gave him some gravels. He was looking for some gold. I don't know what the situation was. But the thing is, the hunt is over. You gave it to me. You gave it to me so easy. And especially like this, if women like to try to, I want to wait for this. I want to wait till I get married. Now you didn't set them standards high. Now you didn't gave him a higher goal he need to reach. Now, and once he get it, okay, baby, it wasn't even like that. So what you talking about? That's what's going on in his head. So you might well. So in a way, she wore a mask.
Yeah.
She wore a dang on mask. So therefore, she should have just came straight, like, I'm chilling right now. I do want to get married in the future, but let me test drive this car right quick. You feel me? Like that's all she had to do inside.
Exactly.
Now she acting like she's so hurt because he let her so down. You let yourself down because if you really was waiting for your husband, honey, you would put that thing under lock and key. So I ain't even gonna sit here and tell nobody no lie because before I buy me a car,
that's my sister right there.
Sure that thing can hit all the gears and get out of reverse and loose and everything else.
Hey. Let me go to Bishop. Bishop, you back with us?
Yes, sir. I'm back.
All right. What's on your heart, brother? We talking about this mask, man. This mask getting deep.
Yeah, it's getting real deep. That's why I say, I don't wear a mask. What you say is what you get. I'm real. As it relates to understanding situations. I heard him talking about, women giving so much. But men give a whole lot too. And I always encourage men, don't give away your strength. Stay strong, stay who you are. Don't bow down and cow down to things that are not completely necessary, but you learn how to deal with and cope with whatever you're dealing with. So the topic is very good, man. The conversation is great. Everybody has their views and opinions. I'm listening to, I think it's Andy talking about his son and clothes being bleached. I was thinking about Left Eye when she was dating Andre Rison.
Burned down the mansion.
The bathroom on fire.
Yeah. Burnt the whole house down, the whole mansion down.
Yeah.
Burn it down.
Whole mansion. But the thing is, knowing and understanding and bringing yourself under subjection to who you are. Never forget who you are, and don't allow anybody to take advantage of you.
Exactly.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Good deal. Good deal. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Just, taking it in, man. I'm just taking it in, I was answering, I was listening to what y'all was saying, man. I just got caught up on a post that I made, man. Somebody came in and just went off on me about me.
I saw that.
You know what I was saying earlier about me saying that I was sort of second guessing me, uplifting people because of, my anger management still.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw some of that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's going back. I mean, she coming in pretty good, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna ignore that too because I don't see her be out there for play. So, but it just goes to show you something. Sometimes we can be judgmental. Then sometimes we can read in between the lines and the things wrong thing. I don't know if they think he's this woman. I did something to her or anything. I just got disrespectful out of my mouth and said things that I really shouldn't have said, and we might not be able to recover from that. Sometimes you let out. How sometimes you can get fed over people. Remember I said earlier how you want to make sure you're mindful about what you say to people because sometimes you don't want to burn a bridge and you don't want to say something that you really just said out of anger. Maybe say something to hurt them and it's more destructive when you really were trying to help them and bring some peace. And so I got disrespectful out of my mouth. But I mean, that's on the outside looking in and people not, really paying attention to detail. But I'm gonna reiterate that, about being mindful. And, sometimes when people acknowledge that they have flaws, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people acknowledge that, you know what, man, I still got a problem with this. If somebody, what they call backsliding, preachers backslide, doctors backslide. I mean, people backslide, they go back to smoking, drinking. They do all kind of stuff, and then they go back and they admit their sins. Or they work on it themselves. But the thing is, they acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna look at that post and I'm gonna look at the comments, and then I'm gonna dismiss it because one thing I do know is that when you admit your wrongs and you know that you're going to go work on them and still keep working on them, you honestly got the right intentions in place. And like you just said a second ago, even though I was second guessing myself about continuing to uplift people and give a positive message. You know what I'm saying? What's really and truly in my heart is that I wish everybody could be peaceful. Everybody could have some feeling of happiness. But that's not the world we live in. But if I could help somebody else to keep them from doing what I did this past Saturday night, I'm definitely gonna do it. And hopefully I got people that can do me the same way instead of telling me to just shut up.
Exactly.
And stop.
Annie, talk to me. What's on your heart? Annie, you there? Let me see. Did we lose Annie? Annie, what's on your heart? Annie,
remember, she said she was on her way to work. I think she said she was gonna be wherever she had to be at.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see.
See, I'm a woman. I listen.
No. I heard that too, but I see she's still on the line, so she may be on another call right now. So we'll go back to her in just a second. Leonard, talk to me, brother. She said she a woman. She listen. We don't listen, Leonard. We don't listen.
Well, first of all, I heard her say she was getting ready to go into her class as well. So, but like Rico said, I'm not sure what it was, but what I will tell Rico is practice discipline if that's what you want. Practice discipline if that's what you want. If you practice it, it will come. Now I don't have an excuse because every time it happens, I'm always at a decision point. How should I respond? Sometimes people have to practice so they'll get past that just automatic reaction. because then they lean too much on that and act as if that cannot be controlled. If you really want to control it, practice controlling that behavior, and it will subside. I always tell people, very rarely am I just going to do something and not take responsibility, because I've thought about it. I thought about it. I always am presented with the decision when I want to do something ridiculous. You probably shouldn't do that. Always. But that comes from discipline. And I learned that a lot of people don't have it. And it was shocking to me that there are people, are there actually people who cannot control what they do? Because that would seem like a huge problem. But I've always been in control of myself and what I do. So one, you have to practice that and be willing to understand. I heard something this weekend on Darlene McCoy's program. And this young lady was talking about something her mother had told her: good, better, and best. If you're good already, try to be better. And if you're better, definitely try to do what's best.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. So how do we get? Let me go to my girl Charity, because she tearing it up this morning. Charity, how do we get to the point where we could be the best in who we are? Mask aside, all the other things aside, how do we get to being the best you? How do you get to be the best you?
My personal opinion, just be you. I think everybody level of what they perceive the best to be is in their mind. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else they best might be here, somebody else might be there. So that's still within yourself, though. That's, you know what I'm saying? This is something that's a personal goal to me. Like, I don't know what your best is, and you don't know what my best is. You know, I don't know.
Rico, how do you get to the best? How do you get to being the best you? Rico?
To get to the best you?
Yes, sir.
If you put yourself in the best environment. You know, the environments that can help you get to that point. If you know that's what the best you is, you know what I'm saying? If you are, or the best you are, if you know you can be better, you surround yourself with better people that's doing those same things that you want to get involved in. If it's positive, you know, it's all about the effort. You know, like I said, we all human. We all have flaws. You know, sometimes we might go through situations where we have small setbacks, but if we want better, we won't dwell in them and embrace them and continue to do them. We might hit that little small setback and then get back on track and keep it rolling. You know, you just really got to just flood yourself with that positive environment.
Exactly.
Me, I try to separate myself from negative people, negative environments, you know what I'm saying, people with low standards or whatever, you know, no ethics, and surround myself with people that want to grow and have things, you know what I'm saying, people that really, I'm going to say, want the best out of life and want the best out of life for other people. You know, that means respecting the neighbors, not want to take advantage of them, not want to, you know, take advantage of whoever they come across, but having mutual respect for the next human being. You know, and you will rarely find those people. You know, like we said earlier, people will have a mask on and make you know, pretend that they are those people. But, you know, it's not too hard to see who sincerely is a loving human being. So, you know, if you want to get the best you know what I'm saying, you surround yourself with people that are trying to do the best, be the best them, and get in the best environment of people doing it the right way, the positive way, and not illegally, or that's going in ways that might make it detrimental to somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, because if somebody else gonna suffer behind me being my best, then I ain't being my best.
That's good. That's good. Bishop, what do you say to that? Being the best you, taking mask aside, taking all the falsehood and all the falsitries out of it. Falsitry, that is a word. I just made it up. Falsitries out. What do you say to that, Bishop?
You just be coming up with words, huh?
Falsitries. Yeah, that's a word, brother. Falsitries.
Well, if they can take a word called bootylicious and put it in the dictionary, let's do yours. But the reality of what is, you need to be focused on what you can do, what you bring to the table. Martin Luther King said there's going to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper there is. So you focus on trying to be the best you. You always have naysayers and haters. You always have issues and situations that may arise, but you have to still focus on being the best you. And don't give in to any hype, negative hype that someone is trying to do what they do by demoralizing you as a person. I said this yesterday, how people will bring up what you did years ago. They don't see the good in you now. They don't see the transformation that God has done in your life. They'll remind you, oh, you did this, you did that. Yeah, I did do it. I'm not doing it now. I'm focused on being the best me. And in order for me to be the best me, I got to get away from people like you so I can be the best me. Because I'm not going to let you take me down. And that's what folks want to do. They want to take you down, and when they take you down, they want to take you out.
Yeah.
They don't want you to be a part of the equation, because instead of seeing the growth that's in you, they want to see something negative about you, so they can continue to do the job that they father tell them to do. Is destroy, steal, and kill. Kill your motivation, kill your morale, kill your spirit. Want to destroy you as a person by speaking negatively of you to make you think you are still that same individual. You ain't changed, because that's what they want to say, because they have never changed. They don't see the transformation that you're going through. All they do is see the cloudiness that's in their mind, that's in their eyes, that's in their heart. So they can't see great in you. All they see is negative.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are, negative. Be the best you, and don't worry about the less them. Because the less them is at you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Leonard, what do you say to those people that don't want you to be the best you because they're not the best them?
You told me I can't cuss on the show.
Okay.
I love what Bishop said, because, you know, man, that's where I was raised. That's the way I was raised. It's to always try to be the best person. And I would, you know, one thing I like about Rico, and I give him some words of encouragement. Stop looking for things in other people. Be the best you that you can be. That should occupy the majority of your time. It's not about what everybody else is going to like. Like, some people ain't this. Some people, I don't care what some people may or may not be. I know who I am and what I'm going to do and how I'm going to deal with my environment. I don't look for someone else's approval, acceptance, or what have you. I've been a guy on the outside for quite some time. It's a little different. Don't fit in. Can't fit in. Don't even have a desire to, really.
Yeah.
For the very simple fact is, I would rather be trying to be the best person that I could be. I'm going to be that positive person. I'm going, like he said, everything that you need. There is nothing that this brother lacks at all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, just from hearing him. How can you be more sincere and more genuine? You got the blueprint already. But it's not that other people live up to your expectations, brother.
Yeah. That's good.
It's that you live up to your own expectations. I don't do certain things because it wouldn't work well with me. Something in me would check me first.
That's good. Let me go to Charity. Charity, let me ask you this. And I want you to give me the country version. Give me the down Batesburg, Leesville, where I used to go fishing all the time. I know about the fishing over there. I used to go to the peach field over there. There's a peach field over there. I used to go fishing at peach field. Yes, sir. I know about Batesburg, Leesville. That's my fishing spot.
Oh Lord, the mosquitoes like alligators, y'all.
And they come out like jet planes. But I need to ask you, how do you get rid of those people out of your life? How do you get them out? How do you get them out of your existence? When, you know, naturally they don't want you to be your best because they're not at their best, and they're so jealous and so envious of you. How do you get rid of those people? What do you do?
Well, let me tell you, I did that before, and I prayed them out. I prayed them out, and two, what I did was, because I promote and I run clubs, so I'm there. I'm in the industry here. So and I spend a lot of time in Augusta, Georgia. So, like, if you look at my Facebook, most people are like, "Oh, you from Georgia?" I'm really not. I'm from South Carolina, but you know, Batesburg will sit right there where I can get to Georgia in 40-45 minutes.
Exactly.
But I did. I prayed. I'm still with the prayer. I prayed that I was like, God, if they're not for me, no matter who they are, no matter how I feel about them, you know what I'm saying? I want them exited out of my life. I don't care if it's family, friends, somebody I think I love, somebody I think I've been around, whatever. Get them gone. I want them out of my life. I had changed my social media. Like, if you wasn't a networking person, because I'm a business person, so if you wasn't, I wasn't networking with you. I wasn't getting no money with you. We didn't have you was out of there. So therefore, when a person send me a friend request, I look through their page. You got to be doing something about music, networking, something along the lines that I can communicate with you about. Because me and you ain't got no other business communicating on this here site. I don't care, So that's what I look at. And I did that. So I've actually did that for. You got to eliminate those people because they're gonna come in. You can't help it. They just like roaches. You know what I'm saying? They just come. You got to get rid of them things now. Or you're gonna be sitting up just still trading with them. So basically, what I'm saying is you got to take the power of you, and that goes for this whole story, this whole scenario. You have to take control and have the power of yourself. That's it. You can't expect the youth from somebody else. You can't sit there and say, "Well, he told me this and he told me that." He said a lot of stuff. I said a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So no, I talk a lot of junk. But one thing that you never hear me say is men ain't no good and men are sorry. No, men doing what y'all allow them to do.
That's good. That's good.
That's just it. That's just the final answer on that.
And it is.
If he know that he can't play with you like that, he ain't gonna play with you like that. You feel me? He's gonna have to. And I actually have been told it to my face. This guy told me one time. He said, "See, you different." He said, "You too smart." He said, "If you was one of them young dumb girls," he said, he said, "You throw a roadblock up, I ride right to it and hit the horn while I'm going through it." He said, if I see you at the end, I'm gonna turn around and go the other way. I said, "But guess what? I ain't stupid enough to let you see me. I'm be hiding in the woods. So when you ride through, I'm gonna throw the thing down there and blow out all your tires."
Lord, my Jesus, Lord,
so
Lord.
I've been told that I had the potential to hurt. He was like, "Chrissy," that's my family call me Chrissy. He said, "Chrissy, you got the potential to hurt a man." And after I was like, "What you mean I got potential to hurt a man?" "Oh, I know exactly what you mean. I got potential to hurt a man." Why? Because I ain't sitting here with a cloak on and just down and lonely and little Mary on the lamb and oh God, that's God to me. No, that's not me. So that's what you call potential to hurt a man? Well, I'm hurting then because I ain't gonna be what you want me to be.
Let the hurting begin. Let the hurting begin. Basically, what you're saying.
Let the hurting begin. He gonna let the hurting begin. But I'm dead ass because these women get these men too much. You know what I'm saying? What you need to tell them how many times you being hurt for? Why?
Exactly.
It's like playing basketball, and I'm gonna tell you which way I'm gonna dribble the ball, which hand I'm gonna switch it up before I get the ball in my hand. You feel what I'm saying?
Give him your whole playbook. Like give him away your playbook.
Yeah, give him your whole playbook. Here, read this. Do your homework. Then I come back and so and so. You go right, I'm on the right. Boom, you go left, boom, I'm juking you. You know what I'm saying? I'm on you. It's crazy. These women don't realize that they really got the power. You gotta stand up to these men. Everybody want a challenge. I don't want somebody that, even me, the guy that I was engaged to, I didn't get married to him. Y'all know what this fool told my mama?
What you tell him?
He said, Mr. Silver, he called my mom. He said, "Mom, Christy won't let me be a man. Christy won't let me be a man." Yes, he did, y'all. Yes, he did. He said it. He said it. He told my mama, and my mama came back and told me. And I won't let him be a man. I won't let him be. That wasn't a man for me.
Do we need to get permission?
That ain't a man for me.
Does he need to get your permission to be a man? What?
I guess so. But my thing is this: like he told my mama, "Yeah, I swear to God, I'm not lying." I was my mama. I said, "Mama, get on the phone and tell these people this." This fool said, "Christy won't let me be the man. Like I won't let him be. How I don't let you be the man? Y'all, I promise you, go on my Facebook. My name's Charity Jericho. Ain't nothing fake about me. Everything you gonna see about me is I'm 5'5", roughly 170 something pounds. Cause it's chicken and stuff over here, baby. You know."
Charity, hold on right there, Charity.
But Raheem, you didn't see me, so don't get it twisted. Ain't nothing out of control now.
No.
Just go look me up. My name is Charity Jericho, and look at me good, honey.
Charity, we're gonna find you a husband. Charity, we're gonna find you a husband. We're gonna find you a husband.
He's talking about, I want. Well, but listen, he better ask me no damn question about how can he be a man.
Hey! Did y'all hear that? Hey!
I'm not gonna find no husband. I ain't in that shit.
What you say, Leonard?
He said, "I won't let him be a man." He told my mama that. And I'm gonna tell you something. That's what I told my friends. Y'all listen. And I knew that wasn't a man for me because it came too easy. But people gotta understand. I was raised up in a house with 6 brothers. I'm the only girl. I'm the only girl in 6 brothers. You feel me? So I know how to cook, clean, and fight. You feel me? So it came a little different.
So let me
Not
tell you
only that, so when I met him, I found myself trying to wear a mask. You know what I was doing? Don't want to talk too loud, it might offend him. Don't want to do it because he might get upset. Don't do this because he might. And I said, no, I can't be myself. I'm not walking on eggshells nobody the rest of my day. I'm like, we ain't there. It's just, I can't do it.
Charity.
I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it.
Charity. Charity. Now you know this is a gospel station, right?
Huh?
Well,
you know,
you ain't heard nothing else.
Huh? Well, you
been cussing.
I know she been cussing the whole time. I know.
But I'm usually
I ain't cussing what I said.
See, it comes so natural, Charity. You don't even know when you do it.
She like cussing so much in normal. She don't even know a cuss word. She don't look thing like ABC.
But let me tell y'all one more thing. In my whole life, y'all, I'm 38 years old. In my whole life, I have ran into 2 men in my whole life that have told me, they said, hold up. You can't talk to me like that. What you doing? No, I'm a respectable man. You gotta respect me. In my whole life, in my whole life, I'm 38 years old. My whole life, I have had 2 men to say, hold up. Because you know I talk fast, I tend to talk fast, and you can hear it in my voice. I'm not a confrontational person, but I'm aggressive. You feel me? So in my whole life, I have been told from men. Other than that, I say what because I mean, and I really had to think about because I've been my own boss for so long. I've been, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I don't even realize when I'm saying
let me ask you a question.
I'm talking to a person.
Shirley, let me ask you a question. If and I want to throw this at you. I want you to answer me with your whole heart. If you meet tomorrow the man that God has made for you, the man that you know has the potential and can be your husband, would you be able to take off those gloves because you've been fighting this fight for so long? Would you be able to comfortably take off those gloves?
But yeah. I had to learn to do that because like even with my friend now, like he is one of the people in my 38 years. I'm telling you that told me that he was like, hold up, you can't talk to me like that. He was like, hold up, I'm a respected man. You gotta respect me. I don't know who you talk to like that, but no, you can go. You feel what I'm saying? He like, you can't talk to me like that. And at first, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying in my head like, who the fuck? I know. It came out later, but I didn't say that. And then I have found myself lately like checking myself because he's like, hold up, calm down. You talk too fast. And I talk normal. He's exactly bro. And I talk normal. So I have found myself like rerouting and not being, you know what I'm saying? When he say that, I'm listening to what he's saying to me, not just like, it don't matter, keep going like a typewriter, because that's how I be talking sometimes. But so I have found myself like actually checking myself, like when I'm saying something to him, I'm checking myself so I don't. Yeah, so I know how to do that. So don't think I'm just a woman that just like, oh, I have this block and I don't want to. No, because I know what I'm supposed to be doing. But also, every woman has to be led, whether she admits to it or not. Every woman wants to be led, but we have to be led by a man that's on our level or higher. You feel me? If I'm out here making all these moves, I'm doing all these things, I can't be led by a boy who want to sit on the couch and play no game. First of all, you don't even know my name. If that's what you about, you ain't about what I'm about. I have to be led. A queen has to be led by a king, not a pawn and not a knight. A king. You feel me? There you go. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Man, she wide open. That's my sister, man. She wide open now. Let me say this real quick. Rico, it's gonna take a real. I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna take a real special kind of fella to be able to handle, and not necessarily. I don't know if I want to use the word handle, but be able to stand in the gap and be the man in her life. You know, ain't a weak man gonna be able to stand in the gap, man. He ain't gonna be able to do it. Go ahead.
And you know, it's funny that you said that. You know what I'm saying? Because she said it took those 2 men to get her to answer this, take a step back and say, wait a minute, you know, they might be saying something. But in the past, those other men she met, they didn't meet the standard. Maybe she didn't feel like they weren't qualified enough to say the same thing. You know, I don't know. But I mean, and not just trying to, you know, go on her comment, but I was thinking about that before she said something, because it was earlier she said something about not trying to impress people. You know, that big word, trying to impress people, man. If your values are right, it's not really that you would want to impress people, but if you are trying to impress people, you want to make sure you impress the quality people or the right people. What I'm saying is, even in her case or my case or anybody else's case, when we take advice or when we take constructive criticism, does the status of that person make the message more clear compared to somebody that we might not look at on a certain pedestal? We might not respect this man because they might not be as far as the corporate ladder, or as far as accomplished in their life as we think a person should be, that we would respect. But that person might have the best advice and the best, if the best advice that a person could give you might be coming from that one person, that janitor, or maybe that McDonald's guy that asked you for your telephone number. You work at McDonald's. But he might have a very key piece of information to give you that could just take you way over the scale limit, but you won't listen to him because he didn't fit that standard of what you would accept or who we should. I mean, because I noticed that with a lot of people, especially us, we pick and choose who we will listen to, determine based on what they have done. But it might not be based on integrity or honor. It might be on the fact that they just on TV and they was good in football, and now everybody see them. So when they come on, their opinion matter. Maybe they can sing and dance like Usher and Justin Bieber, but now their opinion matter about voters.
That's good, but that wasn't my situation.
Let me do that. Hold on for this. Let me do this right here. I want to go back, Enrico, just for 1 second. If a minister come up to you, and you visit a church or whatever, and they come up to you and he tell you something, he give you some advice, and in your mind you're like, man, I don't really know this person like that. They ain't got no business saying and then you walk out the church, go downtown, and I'm trying to think of something. Okay, I heard you say this person a couple of times, and Farrakhan is there speaking, and he come up to you and he said the exact same thing in the way that he said to you, that minister said to you. Which one would you receive better?
It wouldn't matter who the person was to me. The message is what would matter. And see, and I believe that's what I noticed is the difference between me and most people that I come in contact with. That I don't care who the messenger is. I think about the message. I take that back. I do care who the messenger is. But if both messages are positive, I'm not going to cherish it because it came from one person more than the other. I mean, like I said, just because a person is cleaning a bathroom in McDonald's, they tell me, hey man, you might want to put a coat on today. It's gonna go down to 20 degrees. You don't know what you're talking about. Why wouldn't I listen to him? Exactly. I mean,
but most people would mainly lean. And I say Farrakhan, it could be TD Jakes. Most people will probably lean more to them because of their status.
See, and that's the deal, the perspective of the title. So you would assume a minister of Farrakhan, just because somebody has this title or this status, that their words hold some kind of value. But you have to keep a perspective on what they did to achieve that status. Just because somebody could catch a ball and run fast and jump fast don't mean I'm supposed to value their opinions. They might just be a dumb jock, you know what I'm saying? Or just because a woman is pretty and built like all outdoors and can sing, doesn't mean that I can listen to her on social issues. Unless she shows me she has some kind of passion for that already. And she's, I wouldn't listen to Cardi B about no politics. Or about finding a good woman. You get what I'm saying? I might listen to Beyonce. But I wouldn't listen to Cardi B about what type of woman I would want to listen to. So I mean, we have to get that the status out of our eyes and get the perspective of knowing that we still need to know the people that are delivering these messages. And then even sometimes just take the message and not even let the fact that who delivered it is what matters, but the message itself is what matters.
And I'm gonna tell you something, and this is just a side note. This is certainly a side note right here. But even in Destiny Child, man, I've always been a Michelle guy, man. That's my not Michelle. Which one is the dark skin one?
Renee. Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly. That's her. Kelly, man. Kelly, beautiful to me. But Bishop, what's on your heart? She must look to me. She look better than Beyonce. That's just me. But Bishop, what's on your heart?
Bishop not here. Bishop not here, but you got the first lady.
Bishop not here, but I got the first lady. Hey, first lady, how you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Hey, doing good. We're talking about this morning. Do you like yourself? Do you like yourself even after you take off the mask? That's our topic today. What's on your heart, First Lady? Talk to me.
Well, I was listening to Kelly. Well, no, Christy.
How
she was
Charity.
Growing up. Charity.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
That she's growing up with her brothers and all of that, and being aggressive. That's me. I'm a little aggressive, and what women want is a man that actually is topper, more height than her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she wants if like with Bishop, I couldn't have a little weak man. Little man tell me everything. Yeah, you can have this, you can do that, you can do this and that. I couldn't have a man like that. I needed a man that's gonna say, "Listen, girl, I love you and everything, but this is what you're not gonna do."
Mm-hmm.
And see, a lot of women want somebody to be able to tell them what to do and mean it. You know, not just say you can't do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You gotta mean, and then we were like, "Ooh, who you think you talking to?" But ooh, we like him. Who you think who you talking to me like that?
Mm-hmm.
Who is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we might be a little bit argumentative with it, but that's just like a yes. Ooh, I love that. I love that. When we first got together, and he was letting me have my way because I'm 4. I'm number 10 of 10, and my dad's throwing me right, and so he was giving me everything I wanted, pretty much. And then after a while, he was like, "Let me see what you're not gonna do. This what you're not gonna do. This is this and this and that." I'm like, oh, what? It kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, but then I said, "Whoa, I'm in love." Like a man to take charge.
Yeah.
We really do. Y'all think we don't. You think we don't want those men to stand up? Yes, we love it. It's like, oh my God, try it. If you try it, stand up to your wife. Just stand up to her. She might give you a back talk a little bit, but then after a while, she'd be like, "Ooh, what you want? You want me to fix you some crab legs, some ribs? What you want?"
Good Lord, that's a big meal. That crab legs and ribs. My God. But see,
yes.
I think, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. The ladies that's on the line. I think that you all want a man that y'all know is able to take charge and able to be in control.
Secure.
And yeah, it's cool. That absolutely that brings a certain amount of security to you because you know that he got you. And so even if it comes a point in time where he have to say, "Look here, we're not gonna do that today. That's not what we're doing. No, we're doing it this way." Y'all might, go ahead.
But you gotta have some love with it. Don't just try to tell me something because you're a man. I need to feel your heart. Don't be saying you can't do this. You can't, because then it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. You gotta think. You gotta treat me with first.
First lady, your line is just a little bit low. Is there any way you could? Are you talking directly into the phone? Want to make sure everybody can hear exactly what you're saying.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Oh, much better. There we go.
Is that better?
Yes, ma'am. So it will be done out of love. Now it will be done out of love. Certainly there will be no disrespect tied up in there, because if y'all in a situation where you have to make a decision, don't y'all want the man to be able to step in the gap and say, "Look at here. Now I'm listening to you. I appreciate what you said, but we're gonna do it like this."
But you got to be able to carry it through. You got to be able to carry it out. If you're gonna say we're gonna do this like this, you got to secure. It got to be secure. All right, we're gonna do this like this. So what's next? It's got to go all the way through, because some women, some strong women, we discern stuff very quick. We know when you're weak. We know when you're very weak. So when you're weak, if you if you're weak and saying that crap to us,
do you think a woman would take advantage and run over a weak man?
Of course, I've seen it all the time. I've seen it. Probably 9 out of 10 women will run over a man.
Wow.
Leonard, a weak man.
Leonard, what do you say to that? Charity, coming to you next.
Well, one, you have to take the advice of successful folks like that. She's telling you exactly what it is. She's been married to the same man. They love one another. They built something together. Those are the examples that you should be looking for. You know, when someone gives you the key to their success, file that away in your important papers. or your important things you've heard. That's why it's good to listen. Like I listen to ministry and things like that online. Of course, I love TD Jakes and other folks, but it's to constantly feed myself with successful stories. Of even successful stories, like a good preacher don't just talk to you about everything positive. He got to break down the characters that he's preaching to you about, so you know that character and what they were about and what they went through. Even with my wife, we've been married 21 years. And I can honestly tell you the only thing that I can say, well, how we're making it work is for the very simple fact, I'm genuine. Even when I was out here doing what I wanted to do, it wasn't nothing for me before we got married. Like, well, the key will be under the mat if you come by. And it's not that one, you the only one I'm seeing. But if there should be someone in my house, they should know how to act. So I don't care what it is. And when she made her intentions known, is when I decided that this one is the one that I'm going to be with. When my life got rough and I blatantly told her I'm going to have to go take care of some business and blah, 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 I'm going to be out of pocket or whatever, she said, where you go, I go. If you're going to be my right hand, you got to learn from my right hand.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, so it's about people being there for one another and developing those relationships. To this, my wife will look at me to this day and like, well, if I'd have known you was this crazy, I might have thought differently. She was so arrogant when I first met my wife. Oh, she was there. I'm just as quiet as I can be. But good. Like First Lady just said, all you got to do is act like you're going to disrespect me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to let you know, first of all, bring it down, get your hands to your side, and get control of yourself. I'm not going to ever, I don't always have the right answers to anything. But I'm so not going to let you disrespect me because I'm not going to disrespect you.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's that mutual respect for one another that makes it work. And I'm telling you, I know women, I'm in charge of this and I run this, and sooner or later, you get tired of trying to do what that man's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing.
Absolutely. Good deal.
A man's supposed to be different.
Okay. Let me we're going to go to Charity, but we got another call on the line. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, everybody. It's Andrea.
Hey, Andrea. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm wonderful. How are y'all?
Hey, doing good. We're asking the question, do you like yourself when you take off your mask? Do you like yourself when you take off the mask? What do you say to that?
Yes. I love myself when I take off the mask. I love myself when I put on the mask. It took me a long time, but I'm here. I love me.
That's good. Good deal. Charity, what's on your heart?
Nothing, y'all. I just said everything I need to say, but y'all got any questions for me?
Charity said, y'all got any questions? Hold on for a second. Let me go to Rico and I'll come right back to you. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Hey man, you must be a mind reader because I definitely did have one for. I was gonna butt in a little earlier. I was listening to Bishop White, and she pretty much everything that I'm pretty much thinking. You know, the different situations where I realized that in Charity's case, hold on one. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It went down a little bit. It's back now. There you go.
Okay, because I can't hear too good. I'm gonna probably go out and come back in a minute. In Charity's case, you know, she was saying she was an 80s baby, and you know, she, come off a little aggressive, and she had her brothers and her father that pretty much instilled in her what a man should be properly. You know, because I'm pretty sure other women been in that situation, probably had a house full of jailbirds and there's cons that taught her to get with the wrong type of guys, those women. So it was good that she had those examples of what type of man should be looked for, or you should look for in a good man. But the thing is where is because there's a thin line you know, when it comes to submitting and not submitting? Where is it that a woman crosses that line and says, you know what, like Bishop White said, you know what, I like this man. He put me in my place. You know, sometimes you try to do that same thing, and there are different reasons why a woman will push you back. How are you gonna tell me what you're doing? You driving a 2005. How you gonna tell me what to do? How you gonna tell me I'm driving? How you gonna tell me this? I make 100. I make 6 figures. You know, it's different reasons why different women will not submit, and a lot of that comes from being misprogrammed or having the wrong values instilled in them from the very beginning. You know, so what place do we have? I ain't gonna even say what place do we have, but how does a woman or a man know when to keep going, or when does a woman know those that don't like to submit, the 80s babies and the 90s babies? When do they know to submit to those men? Because from what I understand, those are a lot of men that they don't want to submit to. They don't want the men like Bishop. You know, Bishop just happened to meet the right woman, but she had to submit. It probably was other men came along before Bishop, but she wasn't trying to hear that. But it was something about this man, whether the fact that he had a title, whether you liked everything he was doing as far as the efforts he was making in the progress he was making in his life. I mean, is it superficial things that a woman would look at before she allows herself to submit to a man? You know, so I think we have to also, you know, we got to keep in mind the standards, you know, of what's going on, you know, of the standards of the people that's giving out advice. You know, my standards, they will have to definitely be looked at.
Good deal. Let me go to the first lady first. I'm gonna go to her. I'm gonna go to all the ladies that's on the line. I want you to answer this question. First lady, what's on your heart?
Well, submitting. What are you submitting to? That's the question. When a woman, well, I don't know who that was that said that when I met Bishop. Well, I was just 12 years old. I ain't have a lot of men to mess around with. So I met him at 12. And actually, I met him before 12, but we started talking on the landline, the phone, and when I was 12. And and other guys, they tried to talk to me, but I could not get Bishop out of my mind. I couldn't get him out of my heart. And when he talked good stuff to me, and it was not that he was being aggressive. I wasn't in. We were trying to talk to each other. When you first talk to each other, you're not aggressive. Everything is low key here. But it didn't matter. He could not get out of my heart. I could not. I tried to get away from him. I couldn't. But to me, when we got married, we fussed. I mean, we was like, we ready to just hang it up, hang it in the closet, and we done. I told him, I'm done with you. I'm not dealing with this no more. And then God touched me, actually, at that moment. I had to pack my clothes, pack everything. He said, I'm not done with him yet. Stay for them. I said, oh, Lord, now what I got to do now? Well, I went back to the scriptures where it tells you how to be a wife. And I read those scriptures, how you be a chaste, discreet, chaste, keep it at home, good, you know, what a wife's supposed to do. And I said, okay, I got to do every little word. I got to demonstrate every word that Bible said to submission. And when I started doing that, I promise you, when I started doing that, my marriage came out. Oh, it came out. So it's so beautiful.
Yes,
right
yes.
Now,
that's your dude. There you go. Charity, what do you say to that?
I mean, I understand that's what she's found. She found her cream to her, you know, her coffee. Like she found her equal. I mean, it makes perfectly good sense. She submitted to a woman would naturally submit to something that she can easily submit to. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of men, I think, want women to submit to them and stuff, but how can I do that if I'm a queen and you're a pawn? That's why I said earlier, it takes a king for a queen and a queen for a king, or a queen will never reach her full potential and a king will never reach his. Queens don't go with pawns and knights and things of that nature. They go with kings. So therefore, I know what it takes to do it. You know, I know what it takes to do it. It's just that if it's not what I know, or if it's not what I need, and I'm at that point, it doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
The right person for me is gonna be the right person for me. Like I said, in my whole life, now that's sad. Only 2 men, and I got to pick on Rico. One of my guy friends' name was Rico. He was just a networking buddy, and it wasn't nothing sexual or anything. And we was just talking, and I said somebody, I said this little country slang, and then I noticed he started acting different. But I know what's wrong with him. He said, "Come here, let me holler at you for a minute." Came to Georgia, we talked. He like, "You can't talk to me like this." Like. And that's sad. In my whole 38 years, only 2 men have told me, "Hold up, you can't talk to me like that. You got to respect me," because I'm so used to being bossy and everything and sassy and everything. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That. And I'm gonna tell you something else that y'all was saying. It takes label. It didn't take a label for me. It don't take labels for me. I'm not one of these people. I cook for the homeless and go to shelters and I do things of this nature. So it's not about a label to me. I done worked in the prison system with women, and I done had some of them to give me some great ideas and some great, you know what I'm saying, conversation back. So it's not a label or title thing with me. No, it's just that they just wouldn't dare talk to me like that. They wouldn't dare. Most of them are intimidated. They wouldn't dare say, "Oh, well, you can't talk to me like that." How dare them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no, it's not a title thing with me.
Exactly. My thing, and that's good. That's good. Let's go to Andrea, because I it's a lot I can say behind it, but I want to get Andrea. Andrea, what's on your heart?
Hard as this, I've enjoyed the comments that I heard so far. And I just want to talk about a little bit what Leonard was talking about when I first came on. You know, first of all, as women, we need to realize that we need to be found and not be out there looking. It says he that findeth a wife. It didn't say me go and find nobody. Sometimes we reap the stuff we went out and found. When my husband found me, I wasn't looking. I was good. I didn't even like him at first. I didn't even think he was cute or nothing. But I learned how to be a servant in my home. I learned how to take care of him, not looking at what my mom did because she was not good at it, not my aunties, they got their own opinion. But I'm submitting, just like the first lady said, I submitted to God and what God told me to do and how he told me to obey and be humble. And the brother ain't always been good. Brother's still struggling a little bit now. But I really do believe that if I live right and serve what I'm supposed to, God will change him. He said it in his word.
Yes.
He said a sanctified wife will sanctify her husband. A sanctified man will sanctify his wife. Who wants to be sanctified? Who willing to say, okay, and just let it be? Who willing to walk away from the heat in the argument and just be humble to God? Because I'm trying to get to heaven. I say that so much. I'm trying to get to heaven, and I'm trying to love, and I'm trying to do what's right. And it's not always easy. And I've had a lot of bad relationships, a lot of bad men. I've been beaten. I've been neglected. But I still loved him. I'm not telling people to stay in abuse. That's not what I'm saying. But back in the old days, my grandmother and my great-grandmothers, you know, I've heard the stories about the man didn't come home for 3 or 4 days, but he still had a place there at the table whether he was there to eat it or not. The kids didn't see all that because the mom wasn't talking bad to the dad or talking bad, you know, in front of the kids. Because we do have a place, and we do need to learn how to humble as women and be submissive wives. But at the same time, men need to get in order with God and lead your family the way you need to lead your family. You make your wife disrespect you if she's not of God because she don't know how to deal with it. So when we start getting into the spirit and start doing things according to the word of God, then our households will be stable and this world will be changed.
Absolutely. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. These women, they bringing it this morning, brother. They bringing it.
I mean, it's good because a lot of people don't know it. A lot of people don't understand. But, you know, it's always good to have a plan. Know what you want first before you try to get with somebody else.
Come on.
It don't make no sense to continue down a road that ain't producing positive results. And I am so, contrary to what people believe, I am not a very aggressive person. It's just, if you engage me, I engage you.
Yeah.
It's never that I'm just walking around being a butthole about things like a lot of people may be. It's just that, one, if you come into my world, I'm going to give you who I am. There's never no me trying to manipulate you or what have you. Even with my wife, a lot of people would assume that my wife was the negative submissive type of thing, you know, or, man, his wife probably, if you meet my wife, she's a lot more aggressive than I am. She's not, she may seem like an angel, but she is very much in control of herself.
Yeah.
I couldn't be with one of these women that just act up and cut up and act the fool. No, I couldn't. I mean, that just wouldn't be for me. And that's why I haven't attached myself to anything like that.
Exactly.
So I love to hear these positive women,
powerful women,
talking about
yes, sir.
Because that's where I believe I ain't no man trying to tell. No, I need for women to get together and do what y'all do. Because I can't tell you how to be a woman. I can't tell you that. So that's why I'm enjoying listening to them, like with Christy and things like that. Man, I love what we call Black Girl Magic.
Yeah.
I love what Black women are doing for themselves and what they've had to do to support us in this culture we live in. And I'm sorry, I don't have love for men.
Exactly.
And what he won't let me be a man. And I told one of my best friends who introduced me to a woman after I came back from the military and said, "This is my girlfriend." And I whispered in his ear, "That's way too much woman for you." And I'm glad they went their separate ways because it was true. It was true. You have to get around people who are like you, and like the bishop's wife said, or like sometimes I'm not your cup of tea. I see all these guys. Go ahead, y'all run after them guys or whatever. 30, 40 years later, now you wish you had somebody who was minding their own business, who wasn't in everybody's face, who was treating you like a lady regardless.
Exactly.
See, when a woman matures and she realizes what she needs, I would hope she has enough time to live a great rest of her life.
Yes, that's good.
But we're making too many mistakes too early, and it's because of how there's a lack of parenting, and then there's a lack of moral values. And then you can't expect great relationships from backgrounds of foolishness.
Absolutely. Man, this has been a great conversation, man. We only got 7 more minutes left, and I'm gonna go to First Lady. First Lady, what's on your heart? And I want to cover something else before we get out of here. First Lady, what's on your heart?
I'm thanking God that I got my Boaz.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Something came across my feed of about an hour and a half ago. And I don't know if it's real or if it's just something that happened. But Leonard, did Lance Allen, he died over the weekend?
Man, I know you ain't asking me that like you didn't know.
I did not know. Yeah, I've been running the whole weekend, man. Like I slowed down Sunday long enough to go home, and I missed the first half of the Steeler game. I missed the first half of the Steeler game, man, because I was out. I was just out running around doing all. Yeah.
Brother Rance Allen has passed away. And he was definitely an icon and a part of the culture that no one could have. He was so genuine. That's what I like, because he was genuine, and no one can be Rance Allen.
Yes, absolutely. I was like, wow. Because when it came across my feed, I was like, man, nah, man, I know this ain't real here. Because I hadn't heard it. Like I said, I've been running around the whole weekend, hadn't heard anything about it. So wow. First Lady, what you said?
Sean Connery died this weekend as well.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't. I mean, I've been running. I've been running, brother. I've been running. Trying to get a lot of things taken care of. Trying to get a lot of things done.
To you, sir.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
For being so inspirational and receiving your award.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Yes, sir.
This Bishop, man.
Hey, Bishop, what's going on?
So, I guess you forgot all about me. Just let my wife take over, huh?
I ain't know you were still on. I thought you had given her your phone.
She did get my phone. I was doing something for
her. Okay, how both of y'all gonna talk on the phone at the same time, Bishop?
Easy. Say something, baby. Hey, sir.
Boy, I tell you, Leonard, you see what I'm up against, Leonard? You see how he do me, right? You see that's my brother. See how your brother do you?
Man, look, we just enjoy hearing from his better half.
Absolutely. Come on now. Come on, Leonard. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, Leonard.
Hey, congratulations, my brother. Congratulations on the award.
Appreciate it, man. Yes, sir.
I'm so proud of you. To God be the glory.
Yes, sir.
And I know you're humble, but you have demonstrated that true leadership in this field. The world needs to hear this. The world needs to pay attention. DKM Media is on the move.
Come on now.
And I'm so glad.
Yes, sir.
I'm a part of it with you. I'm glad Leonard, Rico, everybody calling in, Donald, these wonderful women that called in to give the expression, and my queen.
Yes,
my
absolutely.
queen got
Come on
today.
Come on now. And
a lot of times she got on today.
And look here.
Now,
tell her she got to come back on again now. Okay.
Sunday, she'll be talking Sunday. Y'all think you heard something today? Tune in to our broadcast on Facebook Live.
Yes. Yes, sir.
This chick is dynamite. And she says she got her bow ass. I would say amen, because I am her bow ass, but some women just get the ass though. They leave the boat.
Lord, my Jesus. Lord, Leonard. Lord. Look, Lord, Leonard, what's going on at 3 o'clock, brother? What's going on at 3 o'clock today?
If you did not get a chance to hear this show in its entirety, you can log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3 p.m. Eastern today.
Good deal. Now, First Lady, we got to get you to pray us out today. Bishop, give her the phone, let her have the phone, let her do what she do. But we want her to pray us out.
Oh Lord, I wasn't trying to do that, but I can pray. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day that we have never seen before, Lord Jesus. Lord, we thank you for our life, health, and strength. We thank you for the women and the men in this world, Lord. We thank you for the bad and the good, Lord Jesus. Lord, we thank you for this radio station, Lord Jesus. We ask you to touch it, Lord. Make it pure gold, Lord Jesus. Let them keep going and keep going and keep going until you say it can't go no more, Lord Jesus. Lord, bless the listeners' ears so they can get some kind of wisdom in their heart, Lord Jesus. Help us all in this world. Lord, these and many other blessings we ask in your Son, Jesus Christ's name, and we pray and say thank you. Amen.
Amen. Good deal. This has been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and associates to be a part of your day. It is now 9:58. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. And we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. Do me a favor. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. This is the late, great Bishop Rance Allen. Just gonna listen to a little bit of this as we go out. God bless y'all. Love you.
And it said, something about the name Jesus. Something about the name Jesus. It is the sweetest name I know. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. Wave your hand if you love it. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. Sweet name, yeah. It's the sweetest name. Sweetest name I know. Look here. Some people say I'm crazy, but I can't explain the power that I feel, yeah, when I call your name. Said it's just like fire, shut up in my bones. When the Holy Ghost gets moving. You know he won't leave us alone, and it's all because of something, yeah. Something about the name Jesus. Oh my. Something about the name Jesus. Sweet name, yeah. It's the sweet.